Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Video Game Collectors Podcast. I'm Matt Rose.
Am I supposed to? I'm Josh.
That's it.
I thought you introduced.
Yeah, I thought he was going to give all
Come
three.
on, Matt. Let's go around. I'm Josh.
And today we have a really special guest. I'll let him introduce himself.
Hey, I am GetTheGregGames over on my own YouTube channel. If you guys have checked that out, I'm happy to be chatting on games with you guys today.
Cool. We've been wanting to have him on for a while. We've been back and forth a little bit in DMs for a little while, and then just happy to finally have you on here. I know you started generally kind of around when we did, I think, a couple of years ago. What has it been? A couple of years
for my own YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Only like 1 year, probably 13 months now, or 14.
Dang,
Okay,
kid.
so
Yeah.
even after us, but man, you've grown
Yeah.
leaps and bounds, and it's been fun to watch. I've enjoyed your videos. I've enjoyed your content, and I was like, he just seems like such a great guy and positive from what I've seen, and I'm always happy to bring that type of people on the show.
Dude, I can't get over your tank top, Matt. I'm like almost dying.
Yes. That's the real treat of this episode. Like, yeah, special guest Greg with like guest this featuring tank tops by Matt. Like,
What is that tank top, Matt? Show that off a little.
I've had this since 94, 93, whenever this version came in. I know it's post 91. So I used to play basketball in this on the court, and I've had it in my closet ever since. And for some reason, the moths didn't get to it.
And it still fits.
Not really, but
perfect
Ripped
fit.
like
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
it's
Eighth
a little,
grade.
it's a little skin tight, but yeah, we'll go with
It's
it.
insane that is actually like, you used to wear it and like that still is yours from 20 years. Were you collecting it or did you just happen to not throw it out?
No. I mean, I think I only had one or two Jordan jerseys, but we used to play, typical down at the park outside. This was one of the shirts I wore. It never actually got stained for some reason, which white shirts.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's insane.
Hung it in my closet, and for whatever reason, it's lasted to this day. And I was like, I better not throw that out.
I'm sure it's $100 now. Like
I
vintage Jordan stuff's expensive.
have no idea. I'm just excited I didn't throw it out because it just brings back those memories. But
That's
Really
crazy.
brings the whole podcast together today.
but I brought it on in honor of you. So
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
He'll be in one night. If I come back, Josh, you'll have you in one too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't own a tank top, so
Well, I'll ship you one out. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We'll custom make you one.
Mhm.
Alrighty.
Okay. First of all, I let our audience know, whether I know or not, how in the world get the Greg games? What in the? I mean, I always want to say get the games, Greg, and I'm just like, no, wait, that's not it. Where did that come from? What? How did that come about?
It's the name literally means nothing. It's I didn't want my name, like Dylan is my real name, right?
Yeah.
It's not common in like popular culture. Like Dylan is not a like that. These are my own thoughts, right? These are my own crazy thoughts. Is there are no famous Dylans. Dylan isn't like a popular, cool name. Like, so it's like, I just wanted to go with an all-time classic name of like Greg. And then it's just the alliteration of Get the Greg. And it's like in games, it just like all means nothing, but Greg felt much more brandable than Dylan did. And that's all there is to it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Brand awareness. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair.
Just something that can be more rolling off the tongue with Get the Greg. And it's like, Dylan though, fuck.
get the Dylan games.
Yeah, like there's nothing, right? Like I tried, but
You could have
Yeah.
just gone with get the D.
there's the branding I needed.
You might have had a little different audience.
Yeah. How didn't I think of that?
I don't know. Josh, we weren't that creative, I don't think.
Video game collectors.
Yeah. When I
like-
tried to Google you guys the first time on YouTube too, like
Dude, it's horrible.
It gave me literally like everything else, right? Collecting videos, Metal Jesus Rocks. Like I was like, who?
Everybody but us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do that too, and I scroll through like 3 pages. I'm like, there's one of our videos. Like, go to the channel.
Yes.
I'm the marketer here somehow. I don't know how that works. Genius.
That was my mind, Matt.
Hindsight, Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. For
What
sure.
do you do? So when did you get? Now I know you've been a part of Nintendo Age, but when did you get started in video game collecting? Like, when did it all start for you, or what was that? At least collection wise, or you can even go back to when video games started for you. That's cool too. But when did that?
Like, I've been doing games my whole life. Like, we owned everything growing up. And then, like, I wouldn't have called myself a video game collector, though. Like, yeah, we owned my childhood stuff, like, whatever, but that wasn't me collecting, right? That was just me, like, I kept games. Sure. It didn't become collecting until, like, I think I was 15. And I went to a pawn shop and I bought, like, a CIB NES. And then I bought Bigfoot on NES. Was the game I wanted to play. Like, that was my big nostalgia trip. And because 2-player Bigfoot's actually, like, really fun if you guys have ever played it. But once I bought that, I just went down the rabbit hole of, like, okay, I want to get more of my childhood games. Okay, I want to get more NES games. Okay, I'll try a full set. Okay. And, like, it just, the rabbit hole frickin' grows. Then I'm on Nintendo Age, and then it's like, oh, like, now we're doing 5-screw, 3-screw, and, like, it just keeps going. But it was, yeah. Oh, go ahead.
What year would have that been then? If you're 15?
I guess, sorry. 08, 09, give or take. I would have gotten into it, but that was, like, cheap collecting. Like, I was a big card only guy, CIB, you know what I mean? Like, not sealed until probably 2012 ish, give or take, which, I mean, still early in the grand scheme of things, but, like,
for sure. Yeah. Wow. And then what year did you join Nintendo Age then?
11, I believe, 2011 member. Like, not old enough to be an OG, but, like,
that's old.
Kind of old.
Yeah.
That's why you wouldn't have recognized when I said my Nintendo Age handle, you wouldn't have recognized me because I started fading off definitely about 11, because we had such an influx of people. Like, it was a different feel than that, like 08.
It started
09.
what, 06? When was it? 06?
Yeah. No, I was about the same, Matt. That's the year I got married, and I think you can go in 2011 that spring, and I sold tons of sealed games. Well, you can't go anymore, but you could have and seen all the old photos. But I had like posts of old sealed games where I was selling, like, dead mint NES Dove shit on there for like $50, $80, and
I believe it fully. That's insane.
I think I had a Princess Tomato I sold for $300 on there. So, and James,
like, expensive.
Yeah, that was an expensive one. But
yeah, like, that's expensive, 300 back then.
Yeah, it was, man. I was pumped. But James Ruxtalis, like, bought everything I owned. Gwyndian on Nintendo Age.
Yeah. I remember his username.
And his whole thing was, I'll buy it from you. If you ever want to buy it back, I'll sell it to you for what you pay. I'm like, okay. Like, 4 years later, he's at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo just selling everything. I'm like, well, what happened, James? Right. I'm like, come on. That's okay.
That'll happen when prices move as fast as they do.
Yeah, and then I don't expect it. If I sell something, I never expect to see it again. It's kind of like, it's gone. That's cool. So
yeah,
it's just a funny thing to say when you sell something to someone, I think.
Yeah. It's one of those things that will probably never actually happen. So it's weird to even say.
Yeah. Now I've gone out of my way to locate things I have sold that I'm like, man, I regret selling that shit. And I've been able to reacquire things that way. But for the most part, if it's gone, it's gone. If I sell it, I'm like, good riddance. Maybe I'll find another one.
Yeah. And that's the big decision I always make if I'm selling something of actual value. It's like, man, that's like, I just sold the Kung Fu hang tab on Signature. That happened. Ooh. Like, that's gone. I'm not getting another one.
How did it go?
40 something after BP. So I'll take like 33.
What was
something like that? 9.2 B plus.
Oh shit. That's
it was an 80 prior to cross. It had a 1-inch tear at the top and the back.
Okay.
I graded it myself. So
nice cross.
It was a very good cross in my opinion. But it was a nice fucking box. VGA is just so hard on rips that I knew there was no hope.
It's auto 80, man, right there.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So
congratulations on that sale.
Yes. Yeah. Still waiting for the money to come in, and that's going to help me float this year of doing content basically. Because I don't make enough yet to call it a job.
That's hard, man.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. Like Matt and I just do this very passively. Matt's like every couple of weeks we're like, yeah, we should probably get on and talk about it. And it's not like we're trying to. Maybe we should try to build some better base, Matt. But we just get on here. It's more fun than anything. It keeps it active for us, and why we collect, right?
Oh, for sure.
Otherwise, it's almost meaningless to fill my room full of shit. So.
I mean, that is most collecting for a lot of people, though, is like you don't have anyone to share it with. It is just kind of this lonely, like filling my room with shit.
My kids think I'm crazy. My wife hates it.
Yeah, my girlfriend doesn't like it either.
Yeah,
really?
Maybe they should get together and hang out and talk. Yeah.
She has no interest at all. We started dating before I was like deep though, so she didn't know like what it was going to become.
She didn't know what she was getting into.
Yeah, so. But yeah, she's not a gamer. Like no interest in games, nothing. She's a book girl reader. So
you put Street Fighter 2 in front of her, I guarantee you. That's the game. Street Fighter 2.
No, we played Mario Bros. That's like our experience together.
Good.
What about I know my girlfriend's not a big gamer, but we sat down and played Mario 64 and she loved that. And she actually caught on to it really well. Have you tried that one yet?
It's 3D. 3D is where she draws the lines. It's 2D or bust.
Oh,
Take her to the penguin level and drop the penguin off.
The penguin, yeah. Here's the slide. Good luck.
And 3D controls are just that next level of difficulty where like she's not interested. It has to be 2D. Okay. So we played some of the Wii ones, like new Super Mario Bros.
That's perfect, yeah.
Yeah, we played those ones, which those are good. Donkey Kong Country Returns, we played that.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting some good ones in there. Some good 2D.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where it stops. It starts and ends at 2D platforming.
But she obviously doesn't mind it too much. Or maybe she does. But I know like with my girlfriend, I explain, this is my passion, this is my love, but also, I can do pretty well with it selling some of my older stuff. And she's like, oh, wow. And once they see that, typically they're like, oh, okay, well, yeah, they don't say anything bad. At least, I don't know. Maybe that's
what helps her justify me having shit literally everywhere in our house. So. And like that's like packing materials are in the kitchen. There's boxes on the table. Like there's just shit everywhere, and the value really helps her to justify it.
Yeah, I normally see that work. I know that. I mean, maybe Josh can speak to it too.
She knows she's entitled to half my stuff at this point. So
yeah, that's hilarious. I mean, you're speaking my language right there. Like, did you just clean this shit up? I'm like, hey, honey, look. I'm like, oh, okay. No, I'm kidding. You should aspire to have a clean area for collecting, because I definitely aspire for it, and it just goes down the drain real fast. So
yeah, it only took you a few years to get there.
Yeah, it's down the drain. That's Matt. It's always been down the drain. So
yeah, it just like most of my stuff's even at my parents' still like in storage. There's just not enough space. Like full set collecting does that to a guy. All of a sudden you have no space. It's that's why I'm selling out. If you saw my N64 stuff, I'm breaking that up too, because like I just can't like handle it. I can't collect it. It's becoming more hoarding. So you trim some fat. Go ahead.
You were working on that 64 set. How close did you get?
Like 30 games away and maybe 50 boxes. And like most of the expensive shit's gone. Like it's done. And like Clay Fighters behind me, or go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. I was just gonna say what was the thing that was just like, okay, I'm done. Like stacking up too much,
it almost becomes a chore. Like Josh, you've done full sets, hey?
Yeah, I've never completed one because I'm such a
same thing.
Yeah, well, me neither.
I got this Wii U set in one go.
Oh. Unreal. It gets to the point where I just feel like I'm checking off boxes though, and I have to go to eBay. So it's like, man, okay, I could go buy Star Soldier when it pops up for 300 or whatever, and then it's like, okay, the next one I need is this, and it's like not fun. It doesn't feel fulfilling.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I got there with NES. I was 10, 11 games away, and that was licensed, unlicensed. And I'm like, I got to pay for school. I gotta go enjoy life a little bit in my 20s. I got to sell this shit. And it was a fraction of what values are now. But I mean, back then it was good money. So it's like you get to this point where, yeah, you're literally going on eBay looking for the shit that's never coming around. And then you're like, fuck it.
Yeah, like it's one thing because when I was doing my full sets, like I would buy a lot locally. Oh, 20 games, keep 7, resell, upgrade, and it's fun. You're active. It's active and engaging, but then you get to that point of eBay and it's like this isn't fun.
It's it's a grind instead of fun. Yeah, it's grind.
Yeah, I'm just checking off a list. So for myself, right, I got about 30 games away. A lot of them are just random sports titles, like that don't matter, right? I don't know. I have everything good. I'm just probably going to trim out all of the weird third-party stuff, keep all the Marios, keep some of the cool stuff, and call it a day.
Mm-hmm.
I'll probably be happier.
Yeah, you probably will. I would be happier. I know that. But then I just did dive back into a rabbit hole of this console or that console. Like I've purposely stayed away from certain shit. Like I don't know, and I enjoy that. Like not knowing everything about PS Vita is a good thing, or PSP or Turbo Graphics. I'm admittedly not a Turbo Graphics guy. Like I have some Turbo. I had a Turbo as a kid, but I'm not collecting it, and I've never gone down that rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And like I just have to stay away from certain things. Otherwise it's horrible. Like Xbox is absolutely just the fucking worst. And I never thought I would get into modern super heavy because I love cardboard so much, but I'm like invested now. I'm into the variants. I'm into everything. Like 360, Xbox One, PS2.
Okay.
Clean bullshit. Like I've dabbled in PS3, but I just haven't gone down it yet. But
how modern do you collect? What's the most modern you do?
Oh, I have Switch,
Okay.
But I collect it very passively. And whenever I buy a new game in the store to play, I'll buy a sealed one and leave it on the shelf. So I'll buy 2.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because I have a chemical imbalance in my brain, I think. So I
like
we're gonna be real about it.
Yeah. How else do you explain it at that point, right?
Yeah,
like
right. Yeah, the people are like, why are you buying 2 copies? I'm like, well, if you really want to.
Yeah, exactly though, right?
It's funny when you do that because I get asked that more often than not at the store. Like 2 copies. I'm like, yeah. And then I explain it and they're like, oh, okay. That's strange. But every now and then you'll get the guy like, yeah, I understand what you're talking about. I have all these comic books. And I'm like, yeah, man, you're my buddy.
Yeah, it honest to God is like you either understand it or you don't. Like I can't convince someone that this makes sense.
No.
Like you either want to do it and you like enjoy it or you don't. Like
yep.
just people come to my channel all the time and want to share their opinion of like, oh, graded games are so dumb. Sealed is so man, good, like great. That's it. I'm glad you think that. Like I'm not gonna try and convince you otherwise. That's awesome.
Yeah, it does you no good to try and convince them otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. It just you either get it or you don't. So
that's right. You get the Greg. Get it. It's totally fascinating though, right? Like trying to convince people one way or another, like internet people on top of that is a really interesting topic.
Yeah. I've been hanging out on Reddit more and it's like you just get into it, man. Like it gets wild.
Yeah, Reddit is interesting.
Yes.
The people are very creative on Reddit. I will give them that. Full of failed English majors or creative writing majors is what it is. You read Facebook and so many people are just trying to convince people do it this way, do it that way, or grade here, grade there. And it's like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially like when everything was blowing up, it became really like passionate, trying to convince people one way or the other. Like, this is why this is awesome. This is why this isn't. Like, it's like, okay, just like chill guys. Like we'll all get through this. Like
we're going to buy what we like.
So. Yeah, exactly though. Like just, and the market's not going to collapse. Like just chill. This is fine. Like,
yeah, it's no.
So on that note,
it's funny the collapse of the marketplace. I'm like, I'm enjoying that perception. I really am, because I'm buying stuff cheaper, but I don't think it's going to collapse. I think it's just, we're coming out of a pandemic. We're coming through spring, right? This has always been kind of a lull, other than the first year of the pandemic where everything was going fucking crazy. And it's just the time of year is a buying time of year, and it always has been since as long as I can remember for buying and flipping games.
Yeah.
So
For
good
sure.
time to buy.
Yeah, there's so many macro. Like I made that short little video there. There's so much macroeconomic economy. Yeah, so much macro economy stuff going on that it's like, I'm not surprised if there is a lull at all.
Yeah, and there's different types of lulls, right?
Yes.
So
exactly.
And we
like graded games, I don't think are the type of thing that people are going to buy for Christmas. It's not going to be that sort of season for selling graded video games. You're going to want to sell Mario 3s, opened cartridges.
Yeah, opened, exactly. Yeah.
So it's just different types of collectibles or gaming material during different times of years. So exactly, macroeconomics.
And we had such a high. I mean, that has to come down a little bit, maybe even a little dip before it can come back up. I would imagine, because we hit, last summer was ridiculous. Sales.
Take that sale completely out of the equation. Right? Like, let's say that shit doesn't happen. That sale doesn't happen in July. Was it July? Yeah. It was July.
Yeah.
Okay.
Roughly.
We're still on a very strong upward trajectory of video game prices.
Yeah.
If that sale doesn't happen, Golden comes around and Sonic sells for what it sells for on Golden, people are losing their fucking mind. Or Mario on there going for whatever, $800,000. People are still losing their minds.
Yeah.
And that's the benchmark, right? Not Heritage July sale. So you take, even that sale is nutso in my mind. So you take those out of the equation, prices have steadily gone up. And there's a good lull for buying mid-grade sealed NES right now. It's perfect. 7.5 B+ is perfect game to buy right now. So rare Athena for $650. I'll take it all day long. But
dude, you get a Rev A for that price of Athena?
Yeah, like you get a nice mint CIB hang tab for that price. So I'll take
Good stuff. Good stuff.
But yeah, I don't know. We're in a good market. That's an anomaly sale. Shit popped now, and then everybody wanted their piece of the pie.
And that piece of the pie kept moving forward through the generations to the point where like Breath of the Wild Wii U fucking exploded, and it's like, okay, like come on,
Pokemon.
Yeah, well, that sale can be completely erased, but we're talking about those.
right.
I know the guy got paid for that though. Like, that's fucking insane.
I forget what was that price. It was
22,000, and then the Call of Duty for 20 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just like too much too soon, and it's an interesting.
Just like now that we're like, especially with the DVD style, like that's GameCube, Wii U, Wii. It's like here come the 9.4As. Like they're coming. They're coming out of the backlog. So
yeah. Yeah, and every now and then there's that gem that gets posted on eBay, and you're like, God damn it, I missed it. Like somebody submitted 70 games, and they get them all back, and you're like 9.2, 9.4, 9.4, and then there's like the 9.6 Rogue Squadron. I'm like, motherfucker, I missed it.
Were you in on the one on? Are you talking N64 GameCube?
Yeah, for GameCube.
Yeah, did you bid on the certified link one?
No, was there one on there? I didn't.
And 85 plus, I think, went for like 600.
Yeah,
I don't know what your price was.
That's a good price. This was a 9.6A plus and those wraps are just horrible on that game. It's like the shrink wrap.
Yeah,
and the guy put it up for $600 or $650 or something, and somebody killed the buyer. Now
you didn't buy it?
No, I didn't. It was too late. It was gone when I clicked on it, so I missed it. That's okay.
It'll swing around. Like that's how I feel now with all the GameCube Wii stuff. Like it'll swing back around. It'll have a chance.
And in some regards, it has. You see, Mario Galaxy is being posted for $150 again. So, good time to buy a Mario Galaxy if you need a Mario Galaxy.
I agree 100%. Like yes, yes, I agree. Right, but this is how I said too, and I was talking in my video. Like no one's gonna buy now. Everyone says like, oh, buy if it goes back down to whatever. Then you don't buy because you're scared. So like the same people who are on the sidelines stay on the sidelines. Those same people miss out. Those same people stay complaining.
Yep. You're right. Yeah, you're right. They have very little skin in the game. So
It almost feels like crypto talk right now with everything
Yeah,
you're saying.
yeah.
It's very similar.
Kind of is.
Like, should I get Bitcoin? Oh, wait, I'll wait till it goes down. No, it could go lower. Oh, dang, I missed it again.
I used to do a ton of day trading too. So like I do talk in those kinds of like, you know, mentalities. But yeah, it's the same kind of psychology that gets in there with that. I love trading psychology. I love like stock market psychology and stuff.
that's cool.
All that's just fun to me.
Yep.
So what is your kind of daily outside of video games then? I mean, are you doing like stock trading or something, or what is?
So yeah, my day is like the videos. That's first and foremost, like shooting a video, editing a video. That takes up most of my time, like for my week, right? That's my work week, so to speak.
Yeah.
Then it's like buying, selling video games. I eBay hunt a ton still. Like I still am a bin sniper. Like I still will pound eBay all day. So I still do that. And then I walked away from day trading and crypto stuff because it like consumes your mind. It gets very, very stressful and like all encompassing. Like you can't think about anything else. If you're day trading, it's like you're day trading and that's it. So it's like I had to literally just stop. I do still have investments in crypto. Like I still do. Like I like to watch about NFTs. I like to watch about crypto. I just like to be involved in economies and in like not collectibles, but you know what I mean? Like assets. I just like asset classes. Like VHS. I don't really care, but I'm watching.
Sure.
You know?
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's just interesting to see where the flow of money is going and like watching trends.
Yeah.
So.
VHS is interesting where the flow of money, it was going into video games and it went into the craziest shit that I never thought it would go into.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like it still kind of is here, and Heritage I think is coming up right away for VHS, and it's like, is this actually going to happen? I think that's what everyone's thinking right now. Is like,
and once it hits Heritage, you know, what does that mean for VA? I mean, I guess that's another
that's
channel.
what I mean.
Topic,
like, is it going to happen? Like, we saw the blueprint already with games. That will VHS just, you know, follow suit.
What are your thoughts about? Is it the April auction that they're, you know, Heritage is taking on VGA?
Yes.
So you'll be seeing VGA at Heritage. That's going to be.
Have you guys taken a peek at what's up already?
I saw the Mario Land, the 95s.
The 95 trio?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's freaking insane. They also have a 95U SNES console, like a standalone.
Yeah.
And then a 90 plus Ocarina that should do well. And then a few other consoles, not high grade, some the pockets and other shit. But the 95U SNES, I'm really interested in.
Yeah,
like
that's
really
cool.
Interested. I don't know if that's like is that a 10,000, 20, 30? Like I just do not know. 5,000. Like, I don't know what to expect.
Which model is it?
A standalone without game, I don't think.
Without
I think it's
Mario.
just it's just the control deck. I don't know the SNES console variants, but
that's a cool one. Yeah.
The standalone.
That's an interesting. It's fascinating.
Yeah, it's just like
brand new console from a case pack is insane.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like I think they also have a mini one, but like who cares about that? Like the big one is the one I never see.
Nope.
So
very cool.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't looked much into what Heritage has coming up for the next signature. I did do the Dreamer collection, man. I got some great stuff in that auction.
Yeah, were you the whole thing you were bidding and watching?
Yep. The whole thing.
A 4-hour grind.
Yep.
Man.
I got some great shit. So
I believe it. A lot of that stuff was selling for $200.
Yeah, I got a bunch of Super Nintendo stuff. I'm like, my God, I have to buy it. I would snap buy these on eBay.
Yeah.
Buy it now. So yeah.
No, I believe it fully. It was I thought the auction overall was higher tier stuff. Like when I was sitting down, I was like, oh man, this is kind of a slog.
Yeah, there's there wasn't necessarily the highest graded stuff, but things like Rise of the Robots on Super Nintendo, I can't say I've ever seen more than one or two of that game sealed. So I got it for $120. I mean,
yeah,
like
you can't exactly.
Even if it is not an A+ seal, I'd buy it on eBay just because.
Yeah,
there were deals like that left and right, you know, and some stuff did very well. The
big stuff all did pretty well. I think
Crash did
for
well.
the most part.
Tomb Raider did well. Like,
yeah,
did well. So
no, I agree with you 100% there. Yeah, the big stuff did big. Like it did good. So
yeah, Destruction Derby sold a little lower, but I didn't win that. So.
It had the disc loose. Do you care about that? Is that like something that, disc loose in case? Is that?
That's a good question. I don't really care.
Don't really care.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's going to be set on my shelf in a holder, so I don't give a shit. It's going to bring the grade down. Yeah, I understand that. I successfully...
Does it though? Because there was like 9.6, 9.8s with loose case. Does it bring the grade down? I'm sure there were.
Those might be some of the earlier grades too, because I know they did talk about that. That would bring a grade down. I forget who said it, but
I want to double check it now. That's interesting.
But obviously they're adjusting as they go. So maybe early on, or maybe it even, that's actually kind of interesting, because I can imagine it'd be possible. Well, I don't see why it wouldn't be possible. Say you grade a game, it's got the disc in it already, and it pops out.
You know how easy it is for a PS4 disc to just pop out? Like, it's like the Saturn plastic or the case. You look at it and it breaks, right? Like you look at a PS4 game and the disc will pop out of it.
Yeah,
they're really shitty.
Yes. And that's because you can end up with a loose post grading, which would just be would kill me.
I had a Chrono Cross that they said the disc was loose, but I'm pretty sure it was the insert that was inside it that was moving around, and they called it a loose disc and gave it a 9. And I was like, oh my god.
I thought you got favoritism in grading, though.
Yeah, I do. All the time.
Yeah, you're inner circle, aren't you? What do you?
Yeah,
I don't. I definitely don't. In fact, I just don't get my fucking games back. Actually, so
it's the exact opposite of what you think.
I'm sure I got a tag there or something that says that's Josh's file. He can get them whenever. It doesn't matter. Oh no, I don't know. I loose disc. I care if it's something. I don't know. I care. I don't care. Like,
okay.
If it's something super rare, this is the only one, only 4, whatever. Sure.
Would the Destruction Derby fit that category for you? Or a game you probably won't get it. I was the
underbidder on it. I would have happily taken it.
Okay.
But I wanted to buy other shit. I didn't know where it was going to land. And I mean, I hate budgeting money for these auctions, right? Like, because I'm not sure where shit's going to land. And then I'm like, am I going to be a player on this one?
Yeah.
It's a bigger item here. And so I just got to hold back on certain.
And that Destruction Derby was really early. And there was like a whole auction to go.
There was a whole bunch of PS1 games I wanted. So I didn't get it, but I thought it was still a good deal. I did reseed a disc for a jewel case somehow. The big jewel case, Zoop long box. I had a loose disc in it, and I got it to set back on the spindle.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Is that like pillow trick or like what?
It was a pillow trick, and I just got it right, and it took me a good hour to do it. Just trial and error, and I got it to stick. So it can be done in a long box game, but I don't know if it's worth it to fuck with it that long. I'm sure when I pick it up tomorrow, it'll be loose. So, but it's not moving.
I was going to say PS4 is pretty hard to reseat as well, or at least for me. I don't know about you guys, because I had a Fortnite and it had a loose disc, and it was just beautiful. And I think
what I do on those, I practice on a loose copy. Like, I'll get a game, a PS3. PS3 is a lot easier than PS4, but I will practice on a copy where it's opened, like, and just kind of feel, and like you can open it. You throw the disc in there loose and move it around. And if you open it, you'd be like, oh, it's not quite on there. But then you'll start to get a feel for this if you need to reseed discs.
Can you get those without having to actually press on the, like, can you actually?
No, I've never been able to do it on a Xbox One or a later one.
Because like I had PS4 and like I just fucking pressed it. Like that's you know what I mean? Like
that's what I have to do too. So
okay. Yeah. it creases the back of the case, but like the fuck else am I doing?
Or crease back, yeah.
That's exactly right. Exactly. Like I'm not taking the loose disc, so I'll take the minor hit.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
My favorite is when I get a stack of games, I $5 games at Walmart or something. I bring them home and I drop like 4 of them, and then I'm like, I've definitely done that. So yeah. Oh well.
Very nice.
Anyway, yeah.
Very nice.
So the takeaway is there's no wrong or right way to collect, guys.
Get your loose discs in your case.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the big takeaway there for sure.
And when you're buying new games, buy two.
Buy two.
Buy two.
Buy two.
That's
I should have done that since I started video game collecting. I would have been like, I remember when Circuit City was closing, I'm like, I'm gonna go buy all their GameCube shit, and I didn't.
Yeah.
And I should like because it was all cheap. They had like Smash Brothers. They had Mario Karts. I'm like, I'm just gonna go buy all these. They were marked down 50%. I'm like, oh, I can't muster $25 on these games. And like,
I know. It's so funny to think back on.
yeah, but if I would have just taken this philosophy of buy two when you buy a game to play, I would have done really well with modern shit.
Yeah, well, for sure.
So,
but I mean, if you had been doing it, there probably would have been a ton of other people doing it too. I mean,
yeah.
It might have had the opposite of, or like
maybe, yeah. Well,
yeah.
That's maybe don't talk about it then, I guess.
Don't mention it too loud that you're doing that with Switch, or you'll collapse the whole market before it starts.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, we'll edit that part out.
No, I think people should like Switch. You know, I started buying 2 Lego sets at a time.
I did.
It's not that I can necessarily go out and just be like, yeah, I can buy $5,000 worth of Legos. I'm like, yeah, I'll get that set. My kid wants to build it. I'll buy another one. Just put it away. So
for sure. My younger brothers have started doing that with some of the collector's edition games too. If they buy a modern collector's edition, they'll buy 2 for sure. I just buy one because I don't open it. So like I just I'm not playing it anyway. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I'm not going to play Sonic Mega Collection, but I did buy 2. So
that's that big box thing, like that. Like
not that one. The
there's another one.
There's like the sleeve version of it.
Okay.
For Switch, and I think they had them on the PS4 and Xbox One as well. But
yeah, nice, good. I still need to branch into. I'll probably never do Switch, but I'm doing PS3 360 a lot more now too.
Yeah,
it's fun.
PS3 is cool. It's cheap.
Yeah, it's cheap. It's cheap. It's fun.
Yeah, cheap is fun, man. That's what
it
I
is.
say. I'm like, people got hard-ons for Atari for a while, and then they just fell away. I'm like, fantastic.
Atari is fun.
Yeah,
it's cheap.
Yeah, Atari is cheap. I just bought 2 copies of Pole Position for $20 a pop because I was like, okay, fuck it, sure.
Yeah, nice. Pole Position, the 83 release is actually really rare.
I believe it. I don't have that one. I know I'm buying reprints.
No, but that's okay. Like that Pole Position is a great game. But there was an 83 that was up on eBay, and I know somebody asked me like, Pole Position's my game. I'm like, I need to get Pole Position. And I said, I'm like, what did he say? He goes, I need the first print. Is this a first? I'm like, no, there's like an 83 release of it. So one finally showed up. It was $25. And I sent the link to him. He's like, should I buy this? There's torn plastic. I'm like, you wanted the rare version of it. And there's none. And he didn't buy it. Somebody bought it though, but it's
at $25 to hesitate too, though. It's just like,
I'm like, maybe I'll just wait for one without torn plastic.
Buy it.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes
get the placeholder.
Buy the game. Exactly, placeholder.
Yeah, buy your placeholder.
Yes, it's important. If you collect video games, placeholders are important. That's a interesting conversation. Like, oh, I'll just wait for a nicer one. You do this long enough, nicer ones don't show up.
No.
Or the price moves so fast you don't get the nicer ones. So then at least you have your placeholder and you're keeping up with the market. Like it gives you, it hedges you. You're hedged against everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great way to look at it. Yeah. And I think
absolutely necessary.
I think we've all made that mistake. I know I have multiple times.
You know who didn't make that mistake is Robin Mahara. He's like, yeah, I'll buy the shitty copy.
I was just going to bring up Robin because back in 2011, 12, he sent me a link to a Super Mario Brothers. It was an oval. It was for $200. It was a little bit damaged. He's like, you should get this. And I'm like, I kind of want a nicer one. So it's right into the story.
I did the exact same thing with ovals. I don't own an oval. I was always waiting for like a good one, a nice one, you know. I did the exact same thing with oval.
Yeah. Or you could have been one of those old school collectors who was like, yeah, I'll just wait for a nice hang tab to come up. And then like, good luck. Right.
The only time I ever saw one, like before everything exploded, was probably like 2015, 2016. There's a hang tab on eBay that sold for like 30,000.
Yeah.
And like, I thought I was competitive. I was like, oh, bid $6,000, like maybe. Like, nah. Like, nah.
Wow.
I hadn't seen one prior to that, so I was like, maybe, maybe.
Maybe
Yeah,
I'll get
no.
it.
Yeah. No, I wasn't even competing. Yeah. It's like a whole different echelon of collecting that I was not a part of.
30 grand in 2015 was even still pretty high. I mean, maybe
was
not,
high.
but
It
yeah.
was rivaling stadium events, is what I remember. It was like as much as a sealed stadium events, I think.
Yeah, and people thought it was like ridiculous that a sealed Mario would go for as much as that. I remember that.
I was talking to my girlfriend who doesn't care at all, and I was like, I think this is the grail, like not stadium events. She's like, I have no one to talk to it. And she's like, okay, honey. It was a good call on my part.
Yeah, for
exactly. Sure. I just couldn't afford it anyway, so it didn't matter.
It's great insight, though.
Yeah, I was on the right track. I just didn't have the funds. So, and I mean, that's gonna hold back a lot of collectors. You just don't have the money. You don't have the money.
That's why you sell hang tabs, man. You put them on, and you get money, and then you're like, oh my God, what can I buy?
Yeah, seriously though, it's weird. It's weird.
It's so bad.
You're a big 360, Matt. Are you already down that road or just original Xbox?
My real focus is just kind of the original Xbox, but Halo was always my thing.
Okay.
I mean,
yeah.
I loved Halo. It was one of the few games that really sucked me in for where I just stayed up for like 3 days straight playing it. So I
Which
got
Halo is that, 1 or 2 or just one?
I actually I started getting destroyed with 2 with my friends, and then 3 came out, and I started playing 3, and that's where I got addicted.
Okay.
So Halo 3 is probably my jam personally, but that gave me the love for all of them.
Yeah.
And then of course that kind of got me started into Xbox a little bit, and then Call of Duty. Halo and Call of Duty is kind of what I love.
Have you gone down the road of buying up sealed Call of Duties yet? I assume you have.
I had them all back in. I've been buying them since 2012. So.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah. You were. Yeah. Wow.
You would send me a link, and you're like, "You should buy this." I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna buy it."
Modern shit. Like no,
now you send it to me, and I'm like, "Why didn't I buy these?"
Yeah, I had the foresight, at least with Halo and Call of Duty. I bought them all, and I went because back then they were dirt cheap. So I was going for. We only had VGA, so I was going for the 90s and the 95s. And if they came up, I would just pay for it because I'm like, I know long term this is going to be worth it. So I was a snob on those because they were cheap. But now it's just like, oh God.
No, for sure. And I didn't have like an investing mindset back then, like I ended up what I ended up with because I was just collecting. Like it was never like, oh man, I better scoop these up now before they like I was never doing that. I was just always staying like I end up with black box hang tabs because like they're fucking awesome. Like these are the black box hang tabs. Like
when are those not awesome? I mean, I just walk into my room and I look and I'm just like, they just make me happy.
They're awesome.
Yeah.
It was never like a man, I better like go as hard as I can to buy these now because if I don't, like they're gonna be like, it was never like that, I never had that kind of.
Yeah, there's enough of them to collect, right? Like somebody new is gonna find some and throw them up on eBay, So it's not like it's a nice market for a black box hang tab. You might have to be a little patient, but every now and then, you'll see somebody that found 15 games in their attic and there's 5 nice CIB black boxes and they put them up on eBay, open auction.
For the same price as anyone though, even it might just be a buy it now for the same price as like a fucking shitty one. And the hang tab doesn't matter. And it's like, great, perfect, $100, give me that. Like,
yep. That's the good thing about black boxes, especially, and you can collect it passively, right? Or you can be a hoarder and like me and right behind me there and try to get every variant with every correct piece in the box.
God.
Or Eric.
God.
Posting.
Yeah, or Eric, exactly.
18 Where did he find those stickers? Where did he find those games, Matt? Did you ask him? That
I can't say. I didn't ask for permission, but I know, yes.
Did you see those pictures he posted?
Yeah. Yeah, just some mid stickers. It's like, okay.
God,
wait, what year is it again? Like,
they're so nice too.
Where did you find those? Sorry, in 2022?
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, he is. His collection is mine.
There's one guy who deserves it. It's like, okay, they can go to Braveheart. That's fine. He's put in his work.
I figured in about 10 years we'll have him on the show
I don't think I want him at this point.
when he's ready.
In those games really pisses me off. I'm kidding.
It is funny talking about a game on here though, and then the next day he'll bring up a variant that we didn't talk about.
Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah. Literally, I'll talk about anything. Like I know now if I post about Game Gear, like I'm gonna get an education piece the next day about like what I didn't mention or something. You know what I mean? I just have come to expect that.
Yeah, he collected those early on.
Yeah,
like way before any kind of boom or anything.
He was helping me out with that back in like 2014-ish. I was getting advice from him on Game Gear.
So you were in Sega age too?
Yes, but like who used Sega age? Am I right?
It was kind of dead. Yeah.
I was on there, but like
yeah. It was a good attempt, but Nintendo age was the kind of the novelty.
Yeah, it was just the big hub. Like I'd rather talk about Sega on Nintendo age. So it's just like
exactly.
Yeah. So Game Gear though, I went down the rabbit hole pretty deep for a while there. I have like half of a complete box set.
Oh,
I just like went down that rabbit hole.
That's horrible. That's such a set, man. There's like games that come up like once every 5 years.
Yep.
And people are like, Game Boy is so hard, complete in box. I'm like, yeah, here's Game Gear. Have fun.
Yeah. Any game, like any of them. Like it doesn't really matter. Like there's probably 100 games that just never show up.
Yep.
No one wants them. They just don't show up.
They don't show up. You're right.
I knocked off a lot of those bigger ones, but then even like, again, I'm probably not going to finish the set because I'm just like, I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, don't say that, man, because what happens is you get rid of everything like your N64, and then you get this opportunity where somebody's like, hey, my brother's best friend's cousin had all these games, and then you're like, those 45 games are in that set. Like,
yeah, I know.
You know how often that's happened to me where it's like, I have this, I'm like, I'm just going to get rid of it. I'm not going to deal with it because I'm never going to find these games. And then boom, in my lap falls a game I never thought I would unseal. So
yeah,
or CIB, for that matter.
That's why N64 is the only one I've broken up at this point, and like I thought about it for probably 6 months to a year before I like took the plunge.
Wow.
Because
you're going to continue on with Game Gear though.
I don't know. I haven't sold. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
I haven't sold any of them yet. So like
give me a call when you want to sell them, because then half that shit would just fall in my lap that I need.
I could probably like piece together a lot of your collection. Like I said, I went after a lot of the fucking hard ones for a while.
It's horrible, man. That's a horrible set to do. And that's why I have focuses and then I have passive. Like I passively do this. And then when I'm scrolling through my safe search, I'm like, okay, I haven't seen that for a while. I'll buy it.
Yep. For sure. Like Captain America is like a more common game as far as I'm concerned. That's like easy Game Gear. Like you can get one if you want one.
You can find one eventually.
Yeah, exactly. You'll find one. And that's like, yeah. Mega Man, again, like easy. It's expensive, but like it's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Game Gear's wild.
It's horrible.
So what is your, like right now, where is your, if it's not on Game Gear, obviously not 64, where's kind of like your collecting focus right now? Or what are you thinking about? What are you grabbing? What are you trying to fill right now? Or are you just
right now I'm trying to get stuff I actually care about more. Okay. If that sounds so stupid to say, but like
no.
So much of what I've collected, like I'm such a patient collector and I do eBay bin sniping. So like so much of the time I collect and buy whatever comes to me. It's always been like, oh, like whatever comes to me. Like I have these games because I got them at a good time, a good price, good condition, whatever it was. But rarely ever do I like, oh my God, there it is. I'm going to bid exactly what it costs for me to buy this game at this time because I want it. Like I don't do that lots, like ever. So at this time, I'm actually trying to just buy some shit that like I like, not regardless of price, but you know what I mean? Like willing to win an auction, willing to compete for the stuff I want.
Yep.
Sure.
So that's like I bought Digimon World 2 the other day at Golden. Fucking awesome. Like I wanted it, so I bought it. And that feels nice. It feels really like weird almost to be doing that.
Yeah. that you're able to just be like, that's the one I want. I've been looking for it.
Yeah, and like I'll just pay what it costs, and like great. I'm not too concerned about resale value. I'm not too concerned about overpaying. Yeah. Like it's a totally different mindset than always trying to hunt the next speculative thing or the next best deal, or
like it's draining. Yeah.
Super fucking draining.
Yeah, so it is. It's exhausting when that's what your mind is always doing.
It's day trading, man. That's what it is. Right? That's the exhausting aspect of video games is, damn, I got to win this. I got to win this at this deal. So in 2 months I can sell it for this deal. Yeah, it's exhausting if you play it that way. I try not to.
The sad thing is when you do exactly what you're doing, or at least in my experience, when I buy games that I truly love and I truly want, those are the ones that appreciate the most typically anyway.
100%.
Yeah. So it's like,
100%.
Yeah, you're going to pay up for it now, but they appreciate pretty quickly, at least in the last 5-6 years anyway. So it's like, yeah, I've never had an issue with any game that I've come with that kind of that mindset too. So if I had to get out of it, I'd be doing okay, but
the market is going to rise everything if that is the trajectory it goes on. So like, even if, I'm buying Dragon Ball Z shit, it's going to go up in value if everything else around it is.
Do you have a Dragon Ball Z set?
Almost full set from PS1 to 360.
You got GT?
I have an 80 plus.
You got the cool cover GT.
Yeah, Final Bout 80 plus and the other one 85 plus.
That game, man. Yeah.
That's a tough
I watched an 85 plus sell for 500 probably like 2014, 2015, and that was it. I never saw another one, and I was like, fuck. Like
that one came up on eBay for 500. Buy it now with the huge crack in the front. I'm like, click. I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
There was one also being sold by some guy who had a whole bunch of Dragon Ball Z stuff. He had a Final Bout. Maybe that's one you're talking about. But it was like a decent price, but not decent condition. And like I almost bought that too because they just don't come up.
It was on eBay a couple months ago, and this guy sent a text for it, and I'm like, why didn't you buy it? I'm like, I'll buy it, no problem. It was for sale by Super Smash Games up in Seattle, Tacoma area.
I don't think that's the one I'm thinking of.
And it's got a nasty crack on the front of it. But I remember going to Classic Gaming Expo in 2005, or maybe it was 2004, whichever year they were filming King of Kong. And they had one CIB. And then that was an expensive game for a CIB at that point.
Oh yeah, it was like Grail status early 2000s.
Yeah, it was like $200 CIB. And my friend was like, I'll buy that in the auction. So he bought it. And then during the pandemic, he came over to my house and he's like, yeah, I got all this shit here. You can just have it. And it was in there. I'm like, fuck yeah. So, and they had gone through like a disc resurfacer. It looked like shit, but I'm like, I cleaned it up. It looks pretty good now. So
good.
And then I was just going to keep that one, but then I got the sealed one. I'm like, this is crazy. So I'm going to sell the CIB now that I have. So
for sure.
But
I think my sealed one just has a rip on it. Like it's a VGA 80 plus because of a rip. So it's like, could be a 1-9.6.
Yeah. Could be a nice,
that's
just a rare game, man. Like,
yeah. Yes. And, talking about like, it used to be a Grail in like 05. It's like, it feels like people don't realize that like prices and perceptions change so much. Like people who are chasing after PS4 right now, buying up like Godzilla or like there's that random LRG game, Tamagotchi, Tavarly. The fuck is it called? It's
I'm
like
not
15...
familiar with it.
It's some random ass title, but like these games worry me that people are chasing them so hard right now while it's modern that like 5 to 10 years from now, they just feel like losers. Like, mm-hmm. I think those games are going to lose in the long run.
Yeah, I don't disagree in some way. Yeah, I don't know. I've stayed so far away from limited run games.
Me too.
That I actually just bought my first one. So, because somebody said this is the first limited run games, so I bought this off Certified Link.
It was like what, $200, I think, maybe.
I think more? I paid $600 for this.
Okay, that one's sold. Okay, StarTide, I think, told me that was the first one. He was consulting me on that because he knows something about Vita.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'll buy it. It's cool. It's the first one. It's kind of rare. It's a beautiful
95 plus, like
$600. I'm like, okay. So that's literally the first limited run games game I ever bought. But I've stayed so far away from the whole idea of limited run games as a collectible that maybe I shouldn't have. I don't know. Part of me goes and looks at prices on some of the stuff. I'm like, maybe I should have bought some of this shit. But because it is a physical game, it is physical media, it's part of a library. Yeah. I should be buying this shit. I should stop turning my nose up to it and buy some of it.
Well, go ahead, Matt.
I was just going to say, I think you talked me out of buying a poop slinger when I was thinking about pulling the trigger.
That's shit, man. Little shit.
Yeah.
Were you going to get one at release actually for cheap? Or resale?
No. It was a 90. I think it was a 95. It was a ridiculous grade.
Okay.
But I would have paid up for it. We'll just put it at that.
Okay.
But I was interested.
That game terrifies me too. Like, I don't like its long-term prospect.
What I like are the companies that try to be like limited run games but aren't. I'm like, I can get behind those guys because people aren't buying that shit like
actual stuff that might end up not being bought at all.
Like, these Shakedown Hawaii games are fucking rad, in my opinion. So, like, I want the Wii ones. I want those.
Good direction to go down for sure.
But I don't know. I think about that whole idea of, should I just be buying these? Shouldn't I? Should I not be? And most of the time I rationalize myself. I'm like, I'll just keep going with Dreamcast instead.
I would do that too. If you're going to buy something more niche, go down the Dreamcast.
Exactly. Yeah.
Those LRGs, it's like, you say they're part of the library and stuff, but like, I don't see full sets being a thing much for like Switch, PS4, these LRG consoles. So you kind of eliminate that whole sphere of collecting, the full set, which props up a lot of random ass rare games. Yep. And then let's say it's printed even 3,000. Let's say like 40% of it's going to stay factory sealed anyway. It just, I don't know. It worries
like
me.
A high grade modern comic book, right?
Like kind of, where it's like, and if it's a random ass IP on the front or like no IP, it's just nothing. It's like, well, who wants it? Like, who are the 1,000 people who want this game?
Well, that's your job. Go out and tell them. You're the content creator.
Give me the titles. Give me the titles. I'll make the video.
Let's do it. Amped, Zurich. What else, Matt?
Hey, wait. Whoa.
Fusion Frenzy.
What are we doing here?
We pumping his NFRs?
Yeah.
No, we don't. No.
Oh man.
Those are sick though. I'm not gonna lie. Those
NFR set you put together is sick.
That's insane.
I honestly never thought I was going to get that together. I really didn't. I was just like, it's kind of like one of those pipe dream things. You're like, well, I got Halo, so I can move from there.
That NFR set is so fun because you'll save those searches and then they'll come up open auction and they'll go for a lot. And then the next day, somebody will just post one with a stock photo. You don't know it is. And it's $24.99. Buy it now. And you get it and it shows up and it's an NFR and you're like, oh my God. Amazing.
That's how I got a few of them.
Yeah, like I didn't really even know of that set until you started talking about it. So there you go. You're pumping it to me at least.
It's a
hard
the influence is spreading.
It's a cool set.
It's such a cool story, and it's like, I think obviously not to pump it, but I thought it was such a great story. We thought it was a good idea to share, let people know, give more info about it. Cause so many people were kind of confused about it and throwing out these random ideas and numbers. And I'm like, no, here's the paperwork. Here's the system.
For sure.
Yeah,
for sure. And you say like fear of pumping it. And it's like, there's always a fine line of education versus pumping, but it's like, if you don't tell anyone that stuff exists, like no one can collect anyway type of thing.
Yeah. That's like the whole philosophy of like why Nintendo Age was started. It was, let's figure out what other color dream carts there are.
Yeah, exactly.
And it wasn't about like, oh, this black version of Baby Boomer is so freaking rare that we want to just pump it up so it's a $10,000 game. It was like, we want to know if they exist, so let's build a website and get people together for it.
Exactly. And I miss it. I still miss it, but it was such a freaking fun place to talk about that stuff.
Yeah it was good. Yeah, it was a lot of toxicity too.
Oh yeah, for sure there was.
So
it just is what it is. I mean, gamers, collectors, toxic.
It's fucking internet, man.
Like just is what it is on that.
Yeah.
But I feel like there was something I was gonna say there about the frickin' LRG prints and stuff, and then
We're talking about Poop Slinger, and then you
sure were right. Okay, no, sorry, I was going to give an example of a game there, like NCAA 2K3 GameCube. It's kind of dead. Like,
did you see the sealed one that just ended on eBay? And I was asleep in it.
It must be the one I watched, because that must be the one where I'm thinking it's dead now, because I saw a sale or something. And it was like
$650.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna bid on this. I'm doing the GameCube set sealed. I need this thing. I'm gonna win it by any means necessary. And I just didn't bid, and I forgot about it. And I'm like, oh my god,
it sold for nothing.
I'm like, that game never shows up sealed. That doesn't show up CIB.
No, that's what I mean. It just, when I'm talking about like games that might be losers in the long run, though, it's like that game I feel like was more expensive 5-6 years ago.
That game was a $2,000 game sealed. In 2000,
was that the VGA 90 sale or whatever?
Something like it was impossible to find. Like people like, oh, Pokemon box is so hard to find. I'm like, no, have you tried to find an NCAA 2K3? Because you're not going to find one. You're like, no, Pokemon box is the rarest GameCube. I'm like,
but box is easy. Again, it's expensive, but it's easy.
Expensive, right? You can find one. 2K3 you just can't find.
Yeah.
So,
it's just crazy seeing it like fall out of flavor, essentially. Just like,
the
hype isn't there anymore.
Yeah, it's strange. I should have.
It is. And I'm pretty sure it's no one on the cover. What is it? Jay Williams on the cover?
Yeah, Duke player. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So I thought. Imagine if it was a real fucking like a Hall of Famer.
Right. Well, that's what I think about a game like NBA Elite with Kevin Durant.
Oh, that could not be a better position, eh? That's insane.
Dude, Kevin Durant has the rarest covers of any video game.
Yeah.
Like he's got that. Have you seen the PS4, the Nike exclusive? It's a NBA 2K18 Nike.
I don't think so.
Yeah, they did a PS4 and Xbox One, and nobody really knows about it. And it's fucking rare, man. I've been waiting. I missed a couple, and it's Kevin Durant's on the cover in a Golden State uniform. Yeah, and it says on the back promotional Nike on the back. It's cool shit.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. As if Durant, couldn't be a better player to have such rare covers. Like that's insane.
Yep.
Absolutely insane.
I have too many video games. I do have to sell some stuff. It's getting out of hand. I'm getting WADA shipments back now. Matt knows the struggle. Like it just fills in your house. So
no, yeah, my whole dinner table is VGA games, and I just got another 27 in the mail. Like my whole dinner table is just VGA stacked.
Their turnaround times, is it improving? Are things getting better?
I think it's still 8 to 10 weeks invoicing, and then delays on top. Yeah. But like, so long as that invoicing is 8 to 10 weeks, there's no such thing as fast turnaround, even on archival. So
yeah. So Player One has a pretty good turnaround time right now. I know that.
Did you say Player One, sorry? I just want to make sure.
Yeah, I did say that. I'm not trying to dog them, but they do have a good turn time right now. And IGS as well.
Good. I have to get my submissions in.
Does IGS even do video games anymore?
It's a good question.
Yeah, I bet you could send them anything and they would grade it.
That's a good point as well.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would.
I kind of want to.
Okay.
Just not about just
their
not
VHS
value.
Fucking sells decent on eBay.
It is, yeah.
Does it?
You know.
Does
it? Okay, I think at auction houses they outsell VHS DNA. How about that?
I don't know if they do either. So well,
I haven't.
Maybe I've missed this vote. I'm just gonna take all my VHS penny auctions. Go raw. Let's go, guys. You guys can grade it all. I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah. Like, oh god, and VGA too with VHS, so get them in there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm gonna do
with my life with these video games. My god, VHS is the way.
No,
it's not. No, I know.
No, it's not.
No, it's not. I agree.
I can't start thinking about grading VHS until I get done grading all my video games, and I just don't see that ever happening. I mean, half the time I'm saving my money for grading. It's just like you got to balance, grading money and then buying more games money. It's like I don't have time. I don't have time to pay for grading for VHS.
That's why I still have like big ass stuff not graded, like because I don't want to pay for it. Because if I pay to grade it, that's like $500 to $1,000 gone just to like throw it in acrylic. Like I don't want to do that right now.
Yeah.
I'll do it when I get to it.
You do it when you get.
Yeah, like,
I'm gonna spend my money on real shit like video.
I gotta buy more games. Like,
Yeah. Get the games.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when
like-
you sell something, you're like, oh, I got all this money. I can pay for some grading. I can get some more games. But then what it really comes down to is I've just bought more video games.
yeah,
Now I have no money
100%.
for grading.
That is what happens.
Like, yeah, I still have some black boxes just sitting raw, but like I don't want to pay for degrade them. Just like I don't want to.
Are they sealed?
Yeah.
Oh.
You just sell them to me. I got like 2 totes full. Of sealed.
That'll save
you
me the
don't- I
time.
don't even have to think about it.
I think I still have 3 raw black box hang tags.
If your
sitting over
ultimate
there.
goal is to sell the game, just sell it to me raw.
Oh yeah. Thanks for doing me such a solid, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the
Great.
endless struggle though. Endless struggle.
Yeah.
Grading prices versus fucking buying more stuff.
Yeah. Have you thought about making a branch off YouTube video channel that's Get the Grade Games?
To what? To do which? Like, what do you mean?
Talk about graded games. Maybe not.
No.
Don't do it.
The only branch I'll ever get is like TCG. I would love to talk about it more, but like I
Yeah.
can't. It just like would kill my channel. Even
You
those
think
PSA
so?
returns I did, like no one gives a fuck. Yeah, it's pretty niched.
I saw your video. I think I started watching it where you're cleaning the plastic on your games or your cards. Is that like
Yeah.
a thing?
Kind of, yeah. It's OCD. I don't like scratches. It's like if your VGA acrylic had scratches on it. It's just
Yeah,
like,
I know what you mean.
yeah.
I went out and bought that stuff and tried it myself too. Because I was like, I've always wondered, and I wanted somebody to post a video on that because I didn't really have a game that I really wanted to try that on. And then I tried what you did, and then I was just trying to like, I was like using McGuire's wax and like buffing it, and
No,
just
How'd it do?
Does that work on games?
the
Not
McGuire.
really.
Not really.
Not really.
Different type of plastic.
Yeah, different kind of plastic. Exactly.
So it works on a slab though.
Yeah.
It works. Okay. Cool.
But the cellophane, it just did not like.
Hmm.
Yeah, just didn't work. It's worth a shot.
I know
like
some
that.
people on eBay that resell shit. You can just send it to them. Plastic on it.
There you go. That's the actual.
Don't do that.
Oh
Yeah, in case anyone's wondering, don't do that.
yeah, they're just
Fuck.
gonna edit that part out and say we're all scam artists now.
It was a joke, man. Come on.
Yeah, well, exactly though, right?
Yeah.
Wait until I have bigger. If the channel gets bigger, there'll be a lot of me out of context and shit. People, yeah, that'll be a thing. Greg fucking manipulating the market. So
Hey, you're growing leaps and bounds. We've been.
I'm just enjoying the market. That's what it is.
yeah. Like
It makes
I
it
don't
fun
know.
to collect.
I think it's fun.
It's fun. That's what
Yeah.
it is. It was very stagnant for years,
Yes.
and
It
there
was-
was nothing going on. And we have COVID to accelerate a lot of things. But even before that, it was a lot more fun than it had been in years. Portland
yeah.
Retro Gaming Expo 2019. It was fun. It was a fun show to be at, fun show to set up at.
It's-
And I can't wait to get back to shows, man. I gotta go. I gotta go to a game show. Like I miss it bad.
Go ahead, Matt. You were
D-
gonna.
Have you been to any of the retro gaming shows, Dylan? Have you?
I know. I've never been to a convention.
Really,
Never in my life.
man. I'm
We
telling you.
sometimes get very small ones here where I live, but like we don't get any fucking
You're coming to Portland.
Oh,
the PRGE.
Portland is. I've been going since 2008, 2009 to Portland, and it has grown every single year. And it is so massive. It is awesome. It's an
Fun.
experience. It's fun. And you get to see it's so much fun to go because we used to do back in 9 and 10, we used to do Nintendo age parties. So we would rent a beach house and we'd have all the Nintendo age guys come and
As
we'd play
if.
poker and just hang out. And it's just, and then you get to meet them at the shows, the ones who can't show up, you'd get to meet all these people you'd chat with online. I think that's half of the fun is you get to, meet all these people you're bidding against.
Yeah, I
or
actually want to
chatting
like
with.
meet the people. That's the biggest thing for me is like even just getting to sit down and talk with you guys finally, right? Like I just finally
Yeah.
get to like meet people and talk with you guys for real. And like
It's good. And I think about that now, Matt, you say that that is part of the reason I feel like I kind of fell away from Nintendo age during that era, is we had better shows and we had better like actual meeting people face to face, and meeting dudes from the internet face to face is really strange to say these days, but it was real. It's like really made collecting fun on a personal level because you got to know these people better. You could text them and be like, hey, we hung out that whole weekend, we're buddies now. So it took away from the community is good online, but it's even better in person when you get to know these people.
You have actual friends, like you can use the F word. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Not just like DMing.
Yeah, it's funny. Matt and we are dudes that met on the internet. That's what it is.
That's crazy. Yeah, there you go. You guys live in the same place?
Matt, he lives in Seaside. He lives about 4 hours from me.
Okay.
Yeah. Josh was one of the first people I ever met in person that was another game collector. I met Robin and Josh and then Dane at the time, and then Eric. That was magically the first show that Eric was ever at. And then he's been at every show ever since. So if anybody ever wants to meet the elusive Braveheart, you can go to Portland Retro Gaming Expo.
I do want to meet him. I do kind of want to meet him. Again, it's like I've known the guy for like 10 years, right? But like right. I don't know him. It's weird. It's weird how the internet works like that.
Yeah.
So
that's exactly right. You know these people, you get in internet fights with them, and then you meet them and like, oh, like video games.
Exactly though. Exactly.
It'd be kind of if everybody in Facebook groups would just get together and stop bitching at each other, we'd probably all just get along because we all like fucking video games.
Yeah.
So it just is a perception perspective that nobody has. I think that they haven't gone out and met enough people. Granted, there are some assholes who will always just be assholes, but for the most part, most people are pretty cool. So
yeah, especially when you get away from behind the keyboard type shit, and like, and all of a sudden you just can't be a dick, like
right.
Like you just have to be a normal human being when you're in person.
It's weird, right? Like
exactly. Like
the Matt knows if somebody comes to the show and they're a dick online and they continue to be a dick, I'll tell them to their face. Like,
good. Good.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah, Josh is no different either way. It doesn't matter.
Old Kicksmaster will still fucking tell it how it is.
Oh yeah, he'll throw the hammer down.
Admittingly, I've been a dick to people, right? That they acted like a dick, so I was a dick back, or I was a dick to begin with. So that's just how it was.
Yeah, it'll happen.
But a lot of people are very cool, very good people. So
Josh,
yeah, with the world opening again, I do want to try and get down to an expo eventually, just to fucking hang out.
It's so much fun. Like any expo, any of the expos we go to, it's
Midwest is in April, end of April.
No, I won't be at that one. It's too soon.
Yeah.
Too soon. Yeah, it's not.
Portland is maybe October. Come to Portland.
That'd be better. Yeah,
October.
That's better.
That's the one. But I mean, after that, other shows you go to might, I don't know. It's got to be the biggest. At least when we ended in 2019, it had to have beaten out Vegas.
Big. Yeah. It was a big show.
Crazy.
It was bigger than Too Many Games that I went to that same year. So no, I didn't go to Too Many Games that year before. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. Expos are good.
Do you guys like vendor at them or just hang out?
I've been a vendor every year they've done.
Okay. So. Okay. Gotcha.
And every year I'm like, this is my last year. And then I just sign up.
and literally.
Or I say, I'm just going to get a table next year. And then I get the biggest fucking booth they have. So
if you want a deal, you wait out Josh till the very end of the expo. And then you come to his booth right before it closes. And he will sell you anything at like half price or he'll just give it to you.
Like there was this kid. What was it? It was 2018. I had good shit. No, not 17. And I was just like trying to get rid of inventory. And I had like my box of manuals for NES. I'm like, I'm just going to do it. They're gone. I don't want to take any of this shit home. I want an empty U-Haul on the way home. And I gave this kid this box of all these bagged NES manuals, like nice ones. Like it was like $5. I'm like, take it, just get it out of here. I'm like that happened. I used to auction my tables at the end of the shows. I'm like, I'm done.
He says, yeah, everything.
Because I've never had a problem finding shit. So
Yeah,
help us
fair
get
enough
more
then.
shit.
Yeah. If you could always source, like,
Yeah.
that's the most important part.
People love a deal, man. That's part of that show.
For sure.
You come in there and then people got the highest price, and they get the first 50 people to walk in, but man, you want to sell shit to everybody at that show. So
yeah, that's like, yeah, the idea of being a vendor has always been like appealing to me, but like, I don't know if I ever will. I'll probably just go hang out.
It's fun. It's fun just because you get to, especially if you've got fun stuff, like when we took down the rental store, just the excitement on people's face if you're offering fair prices, people are just so excited. You can just almost see it in their face, reliving that moment when they played it. It's really weird, but it's very fulfilling to see that, and giving people deals and seeing just a true appreciation on their face. It's a fun experience. It really is.
Yeah, I feel like I've completely lost that experience. Like I'm no longer excited no matter what I see type thing. Like I wish I still got excited seeing like Mario RPG.
Yeah, right. Me too. I wish I would get excited seeing certain games I haven't seen. So when I find like a Hollywood Video insert on a PS2 game, I'm like, oh, I gotta buy that. But I know that it's Goodwill and 50% off day is coming. I'll just wait it out, and then it's gone when I go back usually. But with the expos, it's all about the price, right? Like you might have sure. that full table like we had of almost every Super Nintendo game Matt and I had. It wasn't about being the highest price. We're going to price the shit so it moves because we have incentive to do so, right? And we don't want to bring it back. We don't want to try to sell it on eBay. So we sold the stuff. Well, it was under market value, but we still got good money for it. And that's what was the light in people's faces, is they found it in an expo. It was a good deal, and it was a rare piece that they needed for their collection. So there's being at these expos and selling the right shit to the right people is a lot of fun.
Like in my head, I just think like I can't buy it in expo. Like that's my perception of pricing. Like, don't buy it in expo.
Oh,
like
no,
I would think the opposite.
That's why really? I've always wanted to be not a vendor at an expo.
Really? Okay, interesting.
Yeah, maybe we should switch. You can come to my booth and I'll just buy shit at the expo.
And then on Sunday, you can be the one cussing, saying, "I'm never doing this again. I'm selling everything."
Well, my thought is like, if you're just like eBay pricing, everything should move at an expo. That's like my own perceptions, and maybe I'm off. Like maybe that's too expensive. I don't know.
We sell under eBay price, right, Josh? Purposely under eBay price.
Unless it's like rare, unique sort of item.
Yeah, something that's
find on eBay. It's let's make a deal with somebody. Okay. Somebody's been looking for that for their collection forever, and here's where I'm at, and let's figure it out.
Interesting. That makes me more excited than to even go browse, because I just like assume that you're gonna, get taken for a ride type thing at an expo.
Well, a show like Portland, you get the stores, all the stores get a big booth, right? Like Super Smash is gonna have a booth over here. I don't have a store, but I'll have a big ass booth. Josh Hamlin Side Quest Games over here, and they're gonna have big booths with bringing their store inventory, and that's a good thing, like because they slip, and I love it when they slip, because I pull all of Josh Hamlin's stuff for cheap. He's gonna kill me for saying that.
Next time you see his pricing, it's all gonna be fucking.
He'll be like, he'll ring it up and be like, "There's the Josh Byerly call."
Yeah, exactly.
No, but you'll find variants. If you're a hunter, you can dig through shit and you'll find like a 5-screw versus a 3-screw or something along those lines.
Okay.
So they may have missed, but they priced appropriately for a Jaws, right? Or whatever the game.
Yeah.
So there's those, but then there's small booths. You can get a small booth, or then you can get a table, and that's where the deals are all the time. You go to the show, and these are like, somebody's like, "Yeah, I just needed to sell my collection, so I brought it, and I'm gonna sell stuff." And then there's like the dude that's just starting out, and he's like gonna hustle and get his shit sold. And so there's the video game expos. Portland, at least, has always been that way, where there's always a mix of everybody selling.
Yeah.
And then
interesting.
And then people will walk through and try to just sell shit to you at a table too. It's great.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean? Like fucking.
Like I have stuff for sale at my booth, and some dude's like, "You got a nice looking booth, and you got good prices on shit. Do you want to buy this shit that I brought in my backpack?"
Oh, really?
Yeah. Happens all the time. So
that's what I need to do. Don't pay for any rent or anything. Just fucking fill my backpack.
Fill your bag
to your
and
table.
Go,
yeah, fill your. Wow. Okay. Interesting. I in my head, like, that seems illegal. I don't know. It seems like you shouldn't be able to do that. Like,
I think it's like a gray area. It's like, be tactful about it, right? You brought some shit you want to trade, get some money to go buy some shit at the show. Yeah, people do that.
Yeah,
I'm not
interesting.
saying everybody should bring in their two-step wagon to the kids roll in and fill it up with games and like walk around the show and sell shit. But
Yeah, for sure. Interesting.
Yeah.
It's the unwritten rules of expos that I just don't know, right? Because like I haven't been to one.
Yeah.
So it's interesting as hell to hear that.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
And it sounds like a blast.
and just some of the stuff you see, just the people, the characters, the cosplay. I mean, it's fun. It's enjoyable.
Yep.
And
Gonna have a whole table of VHS for you, Matt. So.
I have a ton of VHS.
I'm not kidding either.
I got hooked into that for a little while, and I probably need to dump half my bins because they're just taking up room.
Don't do it, man. Don't go down that road. See, it was fun. VHS collecting was fun when it was 20 cents a tape.
Like you said, cheap is fun. It is. It's
Cheap as fun.
it's a hell of a lot of fun.
If you're a collector, man, I should be going just picking rocks up outside. That's way cheaper than
I mean, that's what really decides it, though, right? Is like you were collecting shit before it was expensive. You collect shit that's worthless. That's like what it means to collect.
That's what it means to collect.
You're just collecting shit.
But collecting, there's like caveats to it too, right? Like you do it because you know you can sell shit. And I'm not going to deny that ever. Like I know that I'm buy shit with the idea that I'll be able to make some money on it if I need to.
For sure.
But it's just a fun thing to do. Drop my money in.
I just see that as like responsible spending, though. Like, I don't know. There's such a stigma in video game collecting where it's like, you have to act like money doesn't exist. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, what?
No,
Why?
right. Gamers actually have to think that money doesn't exist because you go buy a fucking game for $60 that doesn't actually exist anywhere.
Yeah,
and then you can't ever resell it. You have to physically, like mentally prepare this money that I'm spending on this shit. I'm going to get my worth out of it.
It's entertainment value only. That's it. It's gone.
That's it. I can't sell it. Oh, I'll take it to GameStop and sell it for $2, right? Like that's, if you're strictly a gamer, you have to have that perspective.
Yeah. And the game playing I do, I have that perspective. Like
that's fine.
I'll burn money on Madden. Fuck it. Let's go. But like that's gone. Like that money's gone.
I download games all the time on the Switch. I'm like, okay, here we go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I'd never do it, but I did it.
And like with collecting, I don't know why more people just aren't more like that. I guess that's like what I want to spread with my channel is just like money awareness, like just economically responsible. Like you can collect and think about this shit and not be a bad person.
Absolutely.
And it's
maybe not go out and get a second mortgage on your home and use that towards collecting. Maybe that's.
Oh, don't do that either. Yeah.
I think I heard that somewhere, but yeah, don't do that.
I think I know who might have told you.
I don't know where I heard that.
I think I might know that. Yeah. Okay.
It's a
I
sure
think
thing.
I'm following there.
Yeah. Somebody's like, I got this sealed hang tab Mario in a sealed stadium events. I'm like, okay, I got to go take a second mortgage out. Let's do this.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. There's times.
Then I'm going to sell it though. So
you can fund buying more stuff.
Yeah. But then like the other part of me would be like, I should probably just keep these.
I've done a lot of those though, where I like literally can't afford it. I only buy it to sell it. Like that is fully a thing too.
Yeah.
Where like, I just can't afford it, but like I can afford to buy it and sell it. I can afford it for like 3 weeks.
Right. You can afford it.
I can afford it for a month.
What wasn't it the old argument that if you did any kind of selling that you weren't a true collector or something? I'm like, come on, every collector does that.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
That's how you afford to continue on.
You have to though. Like it's collecting and selling are not like they coexist for a reason. Like you go to a garage sale, you get 5 games you already have, but 4 you need, you're gonna sell those other fucking games or trade them.
There's like a whole group of like, I don't know if it's newer collectors or older, but it's like fuck that. I just think you're a bad person, and it's like, my god, this stigma needs to drop. Like this needs to not be a thing.
Oh, it's been around forever, and then it's like, oh, you're just selling at reseller prices. I'm like, no, I'm selling at the fucking market.
Yeah. Just selling it. If it doesn't sell, I'll fucking drop it.
Right.
Like that's that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird, man.
I kind of do miss the days though where if you bought sealed video games, people hated you too.
They still do. You gotta branch out, man. They still hate you.
Yeah,
you're in a bubble.
I guess so.
I've chosen this bubble.
Yes.
The good old, the games are meant to be played. God, I don't even know how long ago that stemmed from, but it was hilarious. Hearing that all the time.
That
They were
stigma
meant
is
to
still
be played, and it's a miracle. A lot of them are sealed. So
yeah, well, mass-produced millions case packs are out there. You're wrong. We can take that.
Yeah.
You know, we can go down that route too. So
let's see them. I want to see them. I'm ready. I want to see some case packs.
we've all been waiting for over 10 years, 20 years. So like,
Yeah.
still waiting for those Mario 64 ones that were supposed to come out 8 months ago. Like, you know, still waiting.
The case packs.
The only thing that a sale like that does is it just fuels fire for dumb shits. You know, and a game like Mario 64 will never ever be a 900, 500, whatever dollar game again sealed. It's just it just won't after a sale like that. But it just short term it just hurt things. You know.
Yeah, for sure.
So
yeah, it hurt the whole perception of the hobby.
Yeah, case pack Mario 64s, man. I'll take 2.
Yeah, exactly. 2 cases, right?
Up,
like 2 cases.
Sign me up for 2 cases.
Yeah, 2 cases. Exactly.
Yeah.
Not 2 copies. Like, fuck it. If the cases
if I can get a case, I'll get a case and I'll just leave it. I'll leave it. I'll open the other 6. Okay. And we'll play them.
Yeah, exactly. If case packs are coming out.
Case packs. Let's go. We're not talking.
It's funny you say that, Matt, because like literally, if you just branch out into the more broad and collecting realm, still like it's still hated, man. Like it's hated. Like
I guess
every week I get people just coming onto the channel to just shit. Like they'll just take a shit in the comment section and leave, and it's like great, thank you, thanks, man. Like
my favorite. I wish they would come on here and do it to me because I respond to everyone.
I kind of just put it's negativity in me. I just like build this wall, and I'm just like, for the most part, and I'm like, part
of me wishes that Danielle's channel is bigger too, so that she could get some of the flack, just like with the videos she does sometimes, because like they would just go in there and fucking, they'd have a field day with her.
Ruin them. Danielle ruins people. I love her.
She would go. She would respond too. That's why I want them to do it, because I know she'd respond. So
I think there was an article that came out about people buying graded games in 2019 before the Portland show. It was, and Danielle was quoted in there. I think Chris Kohler wrote the article, and Josh Anton as well. And they are in there talking about why they're buying graded video games versus buying just raw games, right? Or sealed games in general. And then I think Pat put on his channel about how it was like these people are ruining shit back then. And I think Danielle and him got in some riff. And she confronted him at Portland. And she's like, I'll come on your show and talk about it. And he never would have her on. I was like, man.
Of course he wouldn't.
Like, what a putz. Like, let's do it, man. If you want to talk sealed games and why we do certain things.
Yeah, let's have an actual discourse and an actual conversation about it then, not just fucking always shit on it from the sidelines and like never. Yeah. He was on Nintendo Age for years too. Like I've seen it also.
Yeah. It's funny.
Yeah.
So it's the same story perpetuated over and over again over the years. Why do you collect what you collect, and why should I'm like, I do it because I do what I do, and why do you fucking care?
The simplest way to put it, right?
Yeah.
And it's been that same narrative, like you said, for over 10 years now. And it's just like, hey, like, are we over this yet? No, we're not. Okay, all right. Well, wait, give it another 5.
Sealed, Dylan, before it was sealed, it was variants. Like I showed a picture on Digital Press when it was like cool to show photos of your game collection. I had 5 copies of Zelda, Legend of Zelda, and people were like, why do you have so many Zeldas? I'm like, well, they're all different. I have to. Like, they're like, that's so stupid. We're collectors.
You're a hoarder.
God.
You're a hoarder.
Yeah, like it kills me. It just kills me. It kills me. That's why Nintendo Age was such a like I want to call it a safe space, but you know what I mean? It was like you could just go and discuss this shit without just like dumb outside comments.
Well, that's because the moderators like Kicksmaster would come in and kick the dumb comments out.
Yeah, because you guys would freaking ban everybody.
Ban.
Just fucking hovering the mouse waiting.
No. Half the people that think I banned them on there, I didn't actually ban. Like, set the record straight, right?
Captain Morgan Drinker, was that another one?
Oh, Dave? Yeah, Dave.
Yeah.
He'd see me fighting with somebody on there, arguing with them, and then he would ban them, and then they're like, "Oh, Kicksmaster ban them." I'm just getting ready.
Like, fuck me. What a world. What a world.
Like the Tanuki guy.
Oh, God. Tanuki.
To this day, that guy
he still comes around on VGS, I'm pretty sure.
He thinks I banned him on Nintendo. I wasn't the guy that banned him. Like,
oh, Tanuki.
But I'll own it. I'll own it, I guess.
It's funny that these names still like resonate so strong too. Like, I know exactly who you're like, oh, it's just funny.
Yeah.
So funny.
Funny people, man.
Oh, it is. It is. It's crazy. What a fucking nice little community that was. Every day I'd have to go sign on and just read every day.
Well, there was something entertaining. Yeah, no matter when you logged on.
Yeah, like every day you could go on there. It was that level of community.
Yeah, now I have to go on Facebook. I'm like, well, which seal group is this drama posted in?
Yeah,
oh, I'm
literally 6 groups, 40 people on Instagram. Like,
oh man, it's in every group. I have to follow 5 comment threads.
VGA returned, and I get to scroll by it 6 times because he posted to every single group. It's like great. Glad you got your games back, man.
Seen it. Every now and then there'll be a video group I'm not in, and I'm like, I join it, and I'm like, oh man, this is why I'm not in this group. Nintendo over 30 is that group.
I wasn't in frickin' Hamblin's Factory Sealed, Dan and Josh's Factory Sealed game group or whatever when the drama hit with, what even was it? Mike, I think. When the Mike drama hit, I wasn't in his group. And I was like, let me in.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah.
That was a good group.
Oh, good stuff. Good
that was
stuff.
a classic one, man.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
Chrono Trigger. Whew.
Oh, that one.
that drama that unfolded.
Yeah.
I wasn't in the right group for that. I'm in like 6 groups, not that one though.
Your video was hilarious on that. I'm sorry. Hypothetically.
It's because people get stupid though, so I want to make sure, like, tell people in the nicest way possible, do not fucking attack anyone that, like, people get dumb.
Hypothetically speaking.
Yeah, that was good drama. That was good.
Oh God.
What are we going on, Matt? Are we at 2 hours here?
Like I said, I've gotten through like one question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
I'm
it.
like, okay.
I believe it. It's because it's almost like catching up. It's weird in a way. Like I said, I've known you guys for, or not Matt, but I've known Josh for like 10 years. So it's
that's what it is. You start talking to people about what they did in 2004. You're like, oh yeah, you remember this and this, and
that's what I mean. So it's like we could just go in any direction here, and like I probably know kind of what's going on too. So if you have some other pertinent questions, I'm all ears.
Yeah, it's all just
I don't know how long we've been at it either, so
not unless you got.
Getting...
I mean,
2:14. Almost 2 hours. So yeah, we're doing good.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I do have a couple of fun ones though. Like I would say, I mean, I always like asking stuff like, do you have any crazy like collecting story, like, or weird story, something that just like stands out so much that you're just like, oh, this is a good story to tell.
I mean, the black box hang tabs I got, like, I guess it depends where you guys sit on this, like with ethics morality too, like ending auctions early on eBay. If you just like, if stuff's up for auction and you're like, hey, I'll give you a bin of $1,000. Like, does that matter?
Become high bidder, let them cancel bids, whatever.
Yes, because like a lot of the stuff I got was when I was on vacation in California with my family. Mm-hmm. And like I'm still bin sniping because like I'm an addict, right? So I'm laying in bed in the hotel that night, and like it's fucking the Donkey Kong Junior hang tab pops up on eBay, the Kung Fu, the tennis, and they're all just open auction. And I was like, okay. So I messaged the woman and I'm like, hey, like I saw she was in Anaheim. So I was like, oh, like I'm kind of close. And I was like, hey, like, would you take an offer on all the games? I could give you like $1,500. I think I offered her. I think she had 5 games total. And so I was like, oh, $300 a game, like terrible offer, right? Again, that's like the morality ethics thing. But she was like, oh no, yeah, sure. That sounds good. Like where are you right now? I was like, oh, I'm over in I don't know where the fuck I was. Wherever Disney is. Where is Disney in California?
Anaheim.
Okay, so I was in Anaheim then. Yeah, and she's like, oh, I'm in Anaheim. So like I can deliver them to you. I was like, oh shit, like that's cool. So like I literally took a day off from my vacation. They went out to like a flea market and some other shit, and I just like sat in the hotel for the day. And like she eventually showed up, and like we did the deal for $1,500 for him, and like then I just took him back on the bus to Canada. Like and I just took him and imported him to Canada, and that was that.
Wow, that's a deal.
Customs didn't grab them and open them. And...
Donkey Kong Jr. You got a
customs? Sorry, customs. I did. They were in the backpack, math. I just.
Okay.
I don't know.
It's not cocaine.
Get those past the border. Smuggling into Canada, the sealed games.
We're gonna need to open those.
Yeah, exactly. No, you don't.
Here's our sledgehammer.
God. Yeah, Donkey Kong Jr. Yeah, Donkey Kong Jr. hang tab.
And tennis hang tab?
Yep, and Kung Fu. The Kung Fu I just recently sold was the other one.
Dude.
Whew. Wow.
I need a doctor.
She posted them at like midnight Cali time, so there's no one else trying to fucking backdoor me.
That's me, but I'm not on there. Like, I'm not backdooring either. So that's I just
mean like other competition and stuff, right? Like it just is what it is.
Yeah, West Coast, like you get deals on the West Coast if you're up at midnight. Sometimes the people just aren't awake in the East Coast.
Yeah, that's exactly. People just aren't awake. And I've actually gotten a lot of my deals on like about like midnight West Coast. No joke. Like one of my best hunting times was 2 a.m. at like my time.
Yep.
Like, people would always post random shit and it would be terrible prices because who the fuck is posting at 2 a.m.? Someone who doesn't know what they have. Like
that's very true.
Yeah.
And that's
one of my craziest little gets though, just because it happened like while on vacation.
Yeah,
they brought it in local. Like it just the timing is so fucking weird that
that one was just meant to be.
That's what I mean. It's just weird.
Time. Yeah,
just weird. So that's a crazy one. That's what
all the back doors were asleep at that point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kid Icarus, I was also fighting with someone. I don't know, you guys might know who got it. I don't know who bought it. It was Kid Icarus for about $1,000, a hang tab one. That would have been years ago. Came off eBay and it was listed as an auction as well. And I was canceling the auction as well as another guy, but the other guy offered an additional $100 than I did. So he got it for like 1,100 and I was 1,000. And the guy was like, "Oh, sorry, I sold the other guy." I was like, "Okay." Okay.
$100.
Yeah, like okay.
Yeah.
You know, prices weren't as crazy back then, so it was like it's a loss, but it wasn't like I don't know, maybe it was 5,000-10,000 at the time, right? Not fucking like 70.
How long ago?
Probably 2015, 2014-ish.
Yeah, that's probably 10.
Yeah, it would have been expensive, but not like
it's just rare.
Yeah, it's impossible. Yeah, it's impossible. That's why I was canceling.
Yeah, even CIB, man. I mean,
yeah, a nice hang tab is I have a nice hang tab one. I mean, get what you get.
Just don't get a sealed one. Huh.
Yeah. Well, the golden one just sold, I think, like 40,000.
Yeah, that was
like a
7.5 or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that was a good deal.
Okay, interesting.
I had an extra 40 grand laying around.
Yeah, interesting. I don't even know where to gauge a lot of that stuff anymore. It's just like I'm such a fucking couch quarterback now on these prices that I'm just like, okay. Like,
that's what Kobe Bryant NBA courtside goes for.
Yeah. No.
How come that wasn't my game in there? So
no. Yeah, that was just fucking Jesus Christ.
Yep.
The courtside prices and volatility of it are just dumb right now. Again, I thought it was gonna calm down. It's like still dumb.
Still does well.
Yeah, still does very well. For what might be like, that's going to be a high ass pop when the pop report drops for N64.
Yeah, I think probably they've graded a bit of those because of stuff like that.
So, yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to lag. I have a stack of them I'm going to grade. So,
of course you do. Of course you have a stack of them, though. That's my point. Like, they're out there.
Yeah. When I say stack, I think I have 10 or so.
That's a fuck ton. I thought 4.
I've been buying, but Dylan, I've been buying that game since Kobe died. Okay. So.
Okay. No, maybe you bought mine. I sold mine when Kobe died. I was on the other side of that. The price like 4x overnight, and I was like,
You were on the other side. No, I didn't. When I say I bought him when Kobe died, I like literally got on eBay 12 minutes after I read the news story, bought him, and then
I watched Deal Tavern sell Kobe Bryant 2 all day that day, and I didn't buy any. They had 84
well,
copies,
don't worry, he would have canceled your orders. So
did he? Yeah. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Yeah, I watched them sell all day as well. I was on there immediately.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. And then I sold mine probably a week later. And same with my courtside too.
Courtside 2 is pretty hard to find.
I sold my CIB for like 140 or something though. Like even more. It was like a good price.
Courtside 2 is tough. And the GameCube version isn't common either. The 2002.
Yeah. I just bought a Japan version of that because fuck it, it was like $20. Yeah. So I have a sealed Japanese Kobe if that ever becomes something.
I think it will. But...
Yeah, me too. For $20, I'm willing to take that risk.
Hedge your bets, $20.
Yeah, exactly. Like fuck it, it's the Kobe.
Now, if it was $25, you'd have to think about it for a while there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's when I'll let it sit and simmer. Like I'll sleep on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy though. Kobe Bryant courtside. That's crazy.
So I'm curious. I think I already know, but everybody else might not. What's your favorite game? Like your absolute, if you could only play one game, you could only go to one game. What's that going to be?
I'd probably take, like, if I'm actually going to play one game, it would have to be like something more fluid, maybe Diablo 2 or like Counter-Strike, maybe. Just like something with more playability. I'm a big FPS guy. So like I did Diablo 2, I did Counter-Strike, I played RuneScape. Like, but if I just want a single game for my collection type thing, like FF8, Final Fantasy 8, it has to be. It has to be. Yeah, I'm a huge fucking fan. That hit right at the right time for me.
So
I'm so glad you didn't say Ocarina of Time.
I mean, I fucking love Ocarina.
I know you do, but I'm like, oh man, I know
it.
So out
that
of your
one hit at the right time too.
Counter-Strike, I can get behind Counter-Strike. That is some badass shit.
I was into Source so hard. I played so much Source. So
you're saying house is burning. You can only grab one of your collectibles. Just one.
I always go back to a value proposition on that.
That's
though,
that's
you know
fine.
I mean?
That's
like
fine.
right behind me. I have Sculptor's Cut in reach there. But fuck.
If
the Donkey Kong Jr. hang tab, it'd have to be the Donkey Kong Jr. hang tab. It's irreplaceable. It just is.
Yeah,
it's an 85 plus. Like it's fucking just dumb.
Oh.
So, like I thought it might 90 when I submitted it. Like it's fucking nice. So
wow.
Yeah, I'd have to grab that.
Yeah.
I just couldn't not.
You'd be able to grab a handful.
I'd grab a tote. I'd have a freaking tote in hand.
If you could grab one item, it would be the tote full of stuff.
Yeah, it'd be a tote that's worth fucking. Exactly, though, right? Like, it'd be the tote.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's crazy that way.
Well, oh no, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I got nothing.
Oh, I was just gonna say one thing we love doing. I don't know if you were prepared for it or not. I probably should have said something. We love going over. I don't know if Josh was prepared either.
I got a couple games. I showed you that breach.
Wins we've made, maybe of the week, maybe of the month, just recent win. You know,
for sure.
We used to do wins and losses, but I like to lean on the positive. But I don't know if you've got anything nearby that you wouldn't.
Yeah,
mind
let me know.
showing.
It's my dinner table. It's where my everything is. Just give me 1 second here.
What? I think I got a couple things.
Yeah, this video right here is brought to you by Brian's Video Trader, Brian's uncle's business. That's it. Do a little plug. It's actually not brought to you guys by Brian's Video Game Trader.
He's in Ohio, right?
Ohio, yeah. But if you need to buy video games, he's got an eBay store, and he's a good dude. He's an OG. We like Mr. Brian.
So. OG from like Digital Press days?
Yeah, he was probably on Digital Press.
Wow.
Yeah.
And Nintendo Age.
And Nintendo Age. And He's just Brian. He's been around a long time. Slinging games. Good dude.
His photos always crack me up. Whatever photos he's got on Facebook or whatever.
Yep. But if you're in where is it at? Somewhere in Ohio. It says on the back. I don't know. I don't go to Ohio. I'll buy games from him on eBay.
Ohio. It's like all I know about Ohio.
Drew Carey show.
Yeah, like Cleveland rocks, and that's it.
Cleveland rocks.
That's my knowledge.
Well, that
of
brings
Ohio.
me back to syndicated television. Ohio's
Okay.
a place?
Yeah, well. Are you guys gonna go first? Am I going first?
No, you're the guest. You go
okay,
first.
I got a random mishmash of shit here. So
Let's see this. Ish.
So I got tipped off that there was still someone in Canada. Like we still have a wholesaler. So I picked up 2 copies of Chocobo's Tales on DS. Just bought them at like distributor price. I think they were 30 Canadian a pop. Because I almost bought it on Certified Link actually. They had like a 95 for I think it went for $200. And then I was like, okay, I'll just buy the fucking like these are case fresh as far as I can tell. Or fake. Yeah. That's always the with DS I hate it that way. It's either case fresh or fake. So and then I told you guys right at the start. Got 2 beauties of pole position there.
Those are nice, man.
Those are really nice.
I know. So I was excited about that. Like, they're kind of creased on the side there. You might be able to tell a little bit.
Yeah.
But they're not bad. Not bad at all. I'll just grade them both and keep whichever one comes back better. I grew up on, I don't know, are these the good ones, Josh? I don't think it is.
Is it Atari Inc. or Atari? That's Atari Corp 88. Yeah, those are fine. I mean, those are the common.
It's garbage. You can say it. It's okay. Hurt my feelings.
I think people don't realize, everybody talks about case pack, but a game like Pole Position, it's an important game to you, right? So, like, a lot of people have that experience playing the Atari first in our generation, right? So they got a game. Maybe that Pole Position's that game for you.
I played Namco Museum. That's I grew up playing Namco Museum on a lot of different consoles. So
oh shit, man. I did too, actually. I asked for Namco Museum on N64 for Christmas the year.
I got it for Christmas.
I love that game because I wanted to play the classics on N64. But my point is there people have a perception there's a million Atari cases. There aren't. So like finding a nice high grade one's one thing, but finding one sealed down the road, I don't think it's going to be as easy as people think it is going to be. So I think 88 is fine. 83 release of that game is very rare. It's rare, like a rare sealed video game is rare. Like you have the ability right now to buy a case pack Atari game because it's what's available. Yeah. But eventually it won't be. So
maybe we could look at it a lot like when the Dove games came out, immediately the prices for like golf and pinball and all of these games were just like dirt cheap because Dove came out with a whole bunch of games, which was like what, 24, 30 maybe of each one.
Yeah, well there 40? Was there was probably more than that, but there was like
what do you mean Dove games? Sorry,
what's that?
What's Dove games?
Dove, he was in Canada actually, so he
there you go.
And he found all this sealed NES stuff and sold it.
Oh, okay, yeah, not a story I'm familiar with.
2009. 2009, yeah.
Okay.
And so those prices were
too young for me.
Historically, for quite a long time after those games came out, low.
Yeah.
Generally.
720s were like $50.
Because everybody treated them kind of how they do Atari now. They're just like, oh, there's a lot of those, they're not worth a lot. But then all of a sudden, in comes WATA and people start realizing, oh, there's not a lot of them because all the collectors bought them up and now good luck finding one.
Or the collectors bought them up, put them in because it was, you could buy the sealed one or the CIB one for about the same price, right? But what people fail to realize is those CIB collectors they have garbage fingers and they eat pizza and they touch their games and beat the shit out of them.
Those freaking CIB trash collector.
Yeah, like somebody's like, I got a full set. I'm like, yeah, how nice is that set?
Yeah.
Because I bought Jason Smith's collection, NGD from Nintendo Age, and there's great games in the collection. The condition just average condition on the CIBs were like 6.5 box, 7.5 cart, 7.5 manual, like average stuff.
Which is shitty, honestly. Like it's not great.
Not that nice.
It's not great. Nice,
but for the majority of it, they're just a CIB. bought it, filled a hole. So
Yeah.
a lot of that sealed stuff, when Dell came around, it was affordable. People bought it, filled a hole. And a lot of it hasn't been treated very well since 2009, what I've seen.
For sure.
A lot of it has been graded. Don't get me wrong, but there's the stuff that's out there still. It's sitting on someone's shelves, not necessarily handled the best way.
No, for sure. It's a good point. Like, yeah, this stuff doesn't just survive 13 years, fucking, immaculate. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
So
no. I have games that have been scathed. So they are not.
Yeah, I've damaged some of mine too.
Yeah.
Just is what it is.
I handle shit like horrible sometimes. So it happens. So case pack games, buy them if you can. Everybody wants a nice high grade. You can't go wrong with it. Even if it's a couple $100, even if it's $20.
That's why I picked up these pole positions and I picked up Dig Dug as well. I just want to get the Namco Museum. So I'll probably buy those 6 or whatever. And that might be it. I don't know. Then we'll see. Then we'll see how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's just like neat to have them on the, because then on my shelf, I can just be like, oh, there's my little Namco Museum. Like, it looks cool.
Yeah. Except the Namco Museum actually used the arcade port.
No, let's not. Let's let me have what I.
Yeah, that's fine. You need to get the 5200 version or the Atari 8-bit.
I'm not going to do that either.
All right.
I owned a 5200 and a 7800 at one point in my life, like because I just bought everything, like literally everything, and then I was like, why did I do this? And then so I don't own them anymore.
I was the same way. You do that. You're like, oh, Odyssey 2. Okay, let's go.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing I still own, I have a fucking Atom computer in my house. I have that in the basement.
You literally have the biggest video game system there is, right?
Yeah,
that's what it is.
It's insane. So I need to do something with that.
Do you have the printer and everything?
I don't know if I still have the printer for it. I might have thrown it out, but I know I still have the big fucking machine that takes the cassettes, which I think is the bulk of the Atom. I don't know. It sits in this big styrofoam like chest. Like it's just, I don't know. I'll show it off at some point.
The printer, to play it, you have to have the printer though, because the power runs through the printer. It's a peripheral you plug into the side.
Seriously?
Yeah, and then you have to plug the printer in to get power to the Atom.
I know I threw out 2 vintage printers. I hope I didn't throw out the Atom one. That'd be terrible.
But I know that people have made workarounds. Like you can buy an adapter to just adapt the Atom itself.
All I want to do is like test it and sell it.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, just like.
Literally, if you put cassette tapes on top of the Atom, it'll like erase the cassette tapes. It's a fucking nightmare of a machine.
Like I said, I bought literally everything.
Yeah.
If it was fucking 4 video games, I bought it. So. Then the last one I have here, though, this is my first time looking at it too. I just got this in shipment a few days ago, but got a factory sealed Samurai Showdown.
Nice.
So that's pretty freaking
cool. That is crispy.
Yeah, it actually doesn't look too bad here. Seeing it for myself, so.
And that is glossy too. There's
looks
not
pretty
even
nice.
Saran rub.
I'm excited about
nothing.
This. Yeah, that's cool, man.
So I don't know. I saw a decent one sell, like a decent high grade, and it didn't go for that much, honestly. But like, I don't know, the start of the Samurai Showdown seems like a fucking cool game to have. It's a fighting game that still exists, so.
Yeah, that's a good one. I don't have one.
I think so. Oh, there you go. There you go. If you don't have it, I'm going to take that as a nod of confidence. That one's going deep into the collection then.
Josh just added that to his search list.
Yeah, I need it. I need one. My Super Nintendo sealed set is just not graded. I have a ton of sealed Super Nintendo, but.
I think I picked this one up at bin for like 300, 350, maybe 400 at most. But I was down with it. I was like, that's fine.
That's a good deal.
Fine. Yeah.
Nice. That condition alone.
So that's the end of my wins, though. Excited to see what you guys got.
Josh, what do you got?
I bought that off Certified Link as well.
Sweet.
It was cheap.
How much? How much?
I can't remember.
Did he enough to bid
and the Breach, the 95 plus, but they're cool. My kid plays Animal Crossing all the time. I'm like, we got an open copy. I'll keep a sealed one. I'm not going to go buy a bunch more of them. So picked up Castlevania Lords of Shadow for PS3 locally for $30 at Goodwill.
Good. Very good.
I found this in a tote of CIBs that I thought was just CIBs, and it's sealed. I think I threw it in there because it was Player's Choice. I'm like, I don't want that shit. Now I'm like, I have a bunch of Player's Choice GameCube, so I'm going to keep it. Need for Speed Nitro sealed for DS because I'm a glutton for punishment.
Cool.
Yeah.
Have you ever even seen that Need for Speed game before?
It is 25 at Goodwill. My Goodwill has sealed video games sometimes.
I was gonna say, why? Yeah, like this is insane.
Matt knows. I find good shit there.
Yeah,
Platinum hits Dead Rising, $30. Gears of War 2 sealed.
Oh, nice.
Do not.
I was gonna say that's DNSB with the little sticker.
Yeah, $50.
Yeah, good shit.
Then a couple on eBay. Heart of Darkness was like a 200 buy it now for PS1.
Did it have the garbage 3-side seal? I've always wanted to confirm that.
Yes.
Okay, good.
No, let me see.
Is it Y-folds or is it garbage?
It's garbage seal, but I don't think it's 3-sided. It's a vertical overlap.
Oh, geez, interesting.
But
I've had one for years, and I've never really.
It is 3-sided. Okay.
Good. Okay, good. That gives me good faith then.
It's a great game. I played it on PS1 growing up, so I got that. And then I bought this on eBay, Dave Mirra BMX. I didn't have a Dave Mirra for PS1.
Heck yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, very nice.
It showed up, and it was from Dan Allegra. And so I bought it from his eBay store. I had no idea. So I'm like, okay, cool.
That Dave Mirra has some value, I think.
Does it?
I don't know. How much did you pay?
I would think so. A couple $100, maybe 120, something.
Oh, that's some value. That's some value.
I thought it was good.
Okay.
I thought I had it forever, but it was Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX is what I had. I'm like, for some reason, I thought I had Dave Mirra, so I needed one. So
yeah, I get that mixed up in my head too.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then I got some graded games back too. But this is a pretty rare Super Nintendo Acme Animation.
Very cool.
One that had been sitting there since April of last year. Got that back, but I got a bunch of Super Nintendo back. That was I thought I brought another one in, but I guess not. Oh yeah, I did. This one definitely keeping Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Real nice.
Not the nicest plastic, but it's not bad at all. Just it's got some corner pokes on the back. So
Not too shabby.
and I got about 20 other sealed Super Nintendo games, but I'm not going to bore you.
Go through everyone.
Those were my picks that I liked out of them.
I still need to crack open my certified link. I got the 3 big boxes in the kitchen, so
Yeah.
You don't crack those open immediately? Man, you've got
no.
some-
What is it? Content. It's content. I gotta freaking
Oh, good point. Okay.
yeah. It's like I can't anymore. I gotta like stuff is always behind now. Like all of my mail days are just like they get the mail, then it just sits in the side for a week or two. So
Is that like just like eat at you? Just
yeah, it
kinda-
sucks. It sucks. It sucks a lot.
Man. Well, good for you for having the patience and even creating the content with it.
yeah, it sucks.
We're too lazy to do that, I think.
We're too lazy. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
I opened my shit and I'm like, oh, what did I get?
We'll just
Oh
watch-
yeah, I remember.
we'll just watch your content then.
What'd you get, Matt? Come on. Let's see.
I've been stacking for weeks since we haven't had shows in a month. I was really excited because
Not
they're
bad.
hard as balls to get. But I did get another sealed Keith Courage. I
Nice.
do like collecting Turbo Graphics because I had it and played it, and I'm needed glutton for punishment.
Sealed Keith Courage is the same as like Mario World, hey? Like just like it was a pack in.
Yeah, it was a pack and it's very hard to find, I think, though. Well,
Okay.
very hard, uncommon. Yeah, it's uncommon, sealed.
Yeah, I have one, but it wasn't the greatest of condition, so I use it for my pack in. For my really nice system that I have. And
Okay.
then I'll have this one, and maybe I'll grade it, or maybe I won't. I love this game personally. I don't hear many people talk about it, but it is hard to find and not necessarily that cheap either. And then I really wanted a copy of this, and I thought the price was right. I'm trying to think of what I paid, but I did get a 6.5 A+ Jackal. I love this game
Nice.
growing up. I have let go of trying to keep all my games like in the 9s. I'm
Good
happy
for
with
you.
8, 8.5, 8.5 B+. I'm good with it. If
Is that a decision you made, or did the market make that decision for you? I just want to make sure.
a little of both?
Yeah. Okay.
And actually, referring back to how Robin used to buy, back in the day, same thing. A lot of us were like, oh, what are you doing? You're just buying. And then of course he's a mad genius later. So it just opened my eyes. It's like, look, it's a game that I love. I want, I don't care. This is my placeholder. So if I can upgrade this, then great. If I can't, I have one and I'm happy about having it. So a lot like what you said earlier.
Kind of like the Goonies 2 I just bought on eBay. It's not the nicest copy, but it was under $1,000 and I needed Goonies 2.
That was a steal.
It was a steal. I can't believe
it was a steal. I had to sit there and watch it. And then of course, I've been saving this for a while. I was excited. Josh was nice enough to allow me to
not win that. Yeah.
To let me get this. But
that's a really cool cover. I love that one.
Rare bird. I mean,
Gremlins 2600. Yeah, it's really rare.
Really? Hey.
Yeah. That's like a hang tab.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Just the other
5200 version is super common. So if you just want a Gremlins game, just buy 5200.
Just get
if you want a rare video game, Gremlins 2600. You go on eBay, you won't find them CIB. Like it's legit rare. So
I mean,
I almost bought freaking on the stuff. Sorry, Matt.
No,
you're
on
fine. The topic of Atari, I almost bought freaking Earthworld and Fireworld the other day, but I didn't pull the trigger.
Yeah, I think those are really undervalued games.
Yeah, are they actually like?
Yeah, they're not. They're not like case pack games. You can find them
freaking cool,
but they're beat to shit usually. So
and now, while I have you, are they both actually shrink wrapped? Because one of them was not.
I think it depends on the variant you're
Okay.
getting. So I'm not sure which one it was, but they should have shrink wrap on them.
Okay.
I think it can come either or out of case packs, kind of like Indiana Jones can have shrink, and ET can have shrink, or sometimes it doesn't out of case packs.
Yeah,
but without shrink, it's not necessarily like
it's not necessarily wrong.
Yes, yeah. Okay,
so
good.
Good. If you go online, you can see like the Indiana Jones games. Some will have a Atari sticker on them, and then that's how they came out of the case. And then some will be sealed, like in plastic, and that's how they came out of the case. So it just depends.
They sold within 24 hours, and then I regretted it. So I was like, okay.
Was that a couple
cool games?
Was that a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, it would have been 2-3 weeks ago.
Somebody sent me that listing, and they're like, "I'm looking at these. What do you think about these?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's pretty solid price. You should probably get those."
They look nice. And they were like, I think $90 each or something, maybe even less.
Oh
god,
but
yeah,
they were nice. They're cool. Sword Quest was always so fucking cool to me growing up. Like I just like, and the Water World story, and it was just so cool.
The comic books that are with them, I remember reading those as a kid, like before actually playing those games, because we just had the Sword Quest comics, like the little.
That's awesome. Yeah,
they were cool. I love that Atari Force shit.
Yeah, that's I agree. Good. I'll have to grab those eventually.
Yeah. Yes, you will. We all will. I need them. I have like the weird ass variants because I searched out the weird ass variants on them instead of just buying a nice copy.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah, eventually.
Yeah. What else, Matt?
Sorry, Matt. Yeah, I was going to say, sorry, Matt.
Come on, Matt. Is that it?
That's well, okay, fine.
He has more. I know he has more. He's been stacking it up because you guys haven't done it in a couple weeks.
I got something a little bit different. I think Eric sent me this listing. He said, "Hey, this just looks cool. You should buy this."
Mm-hmm.
I did buy an ET. It's kind of like a
mobile.
Old, yeah.
Oh, it's the spinning thing that hangs.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
That's what it looks like.
Unreal.
I thought it was pretty cool. It's supposedly still sealed. Yeah, obviously it's not opened. Yeah, I guess it is still sealed.
Like shit like that, I will open all day long and hang up because like people
hang that too.
People get the Nintendo signs that are sealed in boxes. I'm like, I'm opening that motherfucker. I'm gonna.
Yeah, or like the cardboard, like a Mike Tyson cardboard in the box, and it's like, okay, but like,
that girl who posted that on the Facebook group, right? Did you?
I think it must have been, yeah.
Like, I want to buy that from you. Like, when you just, she's like, should I keep it sealed? I'm like, fuck no.
Yeah, I know. Displays are meant to be displayed.
They are.
No, grade it.
that I've seen that Atari ET one in action. It's fucking really cool. Like that's a really cool display.
I thought it was cool, and I thought maybe someday if I got a bigger game room, maybe we could hang it up somewhere. So
Yeah, absolutely. I love stuff like that.
but other than that, yeah, everything else I think I have boxed away or shipped off or
That's smart. Box it up, put it away, and forget about it.
or sent,
most of my collection.
Yeah, sent off to WATA. It's at grading. Yeah. Or I'm
Absolutely.
embarrassed that I'm addicted and I bought it and I don't want to show it on camera. That's most of it.
At the third category.
Itchy buy finger. It's just like, should I get it? Oh, okay, fine.
I'm out there buying sealed Connect games, Matt. So don't worry.
I think there's a Dragon Ball Z game on Connect. Gotta get that one.
Oh,
It's amazing to me, actually. The Connect series is kind of a neat little series to collect.
I thought about it too.
And I don't think anybody's thinking about it though.
I thought about it too.
And they're purple cases, they're unique, and some are hard to find. I'm like, this is cool.
Stop.
It has everything going for it for what I like to collect.
I want to get Connect Sports 1 and 2. Those are like 2 I want to get, actually. They're good fucking games. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'd do the same rabbit hole though if I do that.
That's fair. I would. I kind of am dabbling in it, so I enjoy it.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. All right. Well,
it's definitely been a pleasure. I really appreciate having you on. You're welcome back anytime. I'm sure Josh feels the same way. Anytime.
Thanks, Josh.
Anytime.
we were gonna have Dan Kaplan on the show.
He was supposed to be here a year ago, wasn't he? I feel like that was like episode 1.
Yeah.
Too much Canadian in this show today.
But he
fair.
He couldn't come on the show because aliens are real.
Is that it, Matt? I don't even know what that means.
Am I supposed to catch a reference?
That's just what he said to you, I guess.
That's why.
So that's what they put on Oak Island, right?
I have a list, and I just wasn't sure which one was going to be funnier. So I went with that one. I couldn't decide. Sorry.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so that's
really good.
That's why.
Really good. No, I'd love to come on if there's ever anything that exciting happens or whatever, and you guys are going to do an episode and you want 1/3 voice, by all means.
Yeah,
I'd love to come on and talk with you guys.
Yeah, awesome.
Absolutely.
And hey, let everybody know again, where they can find you.
Yes, Get the Greg Games on YouTube and Instagram. At this
and
point,
and
a big sack Discord. Get in there. Discord's always bopping. Discord's going good, man. Discord's going good.
I hopped on there. I was like, holy cow, this is busy. I think I joined it when it first started. I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
It's genuinely becoming a community. Like we're getting there, man. We're getting there.
Yeah, Dylan Sack is where it's at.
Yeah, getting Coffin Greg Sack, exactly.
The Greg Sacks.
It's getting there, man. It's getting there.
It's good.
Get the grade games soon to come.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's the closest thing that I've been able to recreate, like Nintendo age. Like I want it to be a fucking that kind of vibe. And
yeah, it's a good vibe.
Getting there.
Seems like
getting there. So
we just gotta figure out how to use Discord better, I guess, Josh.
Yeah, if people don't use Discord, you don't use Discord. It just is what it is.
We're trying to figure it out. I think we're just of a generation that's
why it's another piece of social media, essentially.
It is.
Just
we're
like
old
another,
men.
Yeah, like it's.
Damn.
I didn't use it either until literally making my own. So like, I get it. It is what it is.
Well, thanks for coming on. And if you've never seen any of his videos, seriously, they are entertaining. I love watching them. Check them out. Great guy. Glad to have finally.
Great dude.
Finally met you and had you on the show. Yeah, it's just been fun. Thanks again for coming on. If you guys have any questions, comments, leave them below. Hate mail goes to Josh.
I'll take it. I love it.
Apparently Dylan likes negative comments in his
If they're gonna leave them
It
in
is as
Dylan's,
well.
just send them to me because I will.
Yes, just ship them all to Josh. Then.
Yeah.
Give 'em to
Exactly.
me.
I'll start forwarding your email to the people.
Go.
Yeah, they
Nothing
can
like
complain about sealed games with you.
nothing like a big F you can't fix, man. I'll say it to their face.
God.
Hopefully we'll get to see you at Portland Retro Gaming Expo. Hopefully we get a Portland Retro
Hopefully.
Gaming Expo this year. Yeah,
If not, pool party in my house.
sweet.
One of those NA backyard parties. Isn't that what you guys used to do?
They would have parties down in Tennessee. They had like the camp out.
Yeah, the campouts, not a
Oh,
backyard. Jesus,
man.
campouts, yes.
Backyard, same
The
thing.
backyard brawls, yeah.
The backyard in Tennessee is like a camp out.
Oh,
Just don't
yes.
have it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those too. But yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Thank
yeah,
you.
Absolute
thanks
pleasure.
for coming on. See everybody later. Take care.